Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Pabs, a racing VTuber and an artist, and today we are taking a trip to, drumroll please, the Letterform archive. So this is a fairly interesting website. I've been on a big kick on, shall we say, kind of like these kinds of websites where you can find a bunch of stuff. I went to the Smithsonian, right, the other day. We do love typography in this house. I feel like it is genuinely a very... It's something that is everywhere, but at the same time, it's very difficult to get right. But yeah, this is the About Us page of the website. So the Letterform Archive is a non-profit center for inspiration, education, publishing, and community and graphic design. We share the joy of letters with design-curious people. Words and shit, that's right. We do love our words here. But yeah, as you can see, it's a big... There's actually quite a lot here. And what my favorite part is that it has a few different ways to search stuff out. What I'm very curious about, actually, is the different trends in different decades. So we actually have quite a wide collection. It really starts to kick into gear, like, in the 20th century afterwards. Like, you can see here that, we have one thing from the 1300s, but 1900s onward, we have like 60, 90. We are hitting the triple digits consistently. Except somehow for the 2020s. I'm guessing it's maybe because they have... I don't know how it works with submission to this website. I'm guessing the original copyright holder has to give permission or something too. Why do we have something from the BCE? Why do we have two things from BCE? From before the birth of Christ? We're gonna open this shit up and it's gonna be the friggin' cavemen. What are we looking at? Oh, it's a cuneiform tablet. Cuneiform. Cuneiform. A small clay tablet with cuneiform writing on both sides. From early Old Babylonian period. Yeah, that'll do it. I reckon that's before Christ, alright. Creators, unattributed. Again, I would be much more impressed if they were able to attribute this shit. Formats clay. Hang on. Okay, there's only one item produces clay tablet. That if there was more than one. It displays an account of labor, specifically referring to numbers of bricks carried by workers. Housed in a blue hinged case lined with velvet. Oh, luxurious. Translation help provided by Manuel Molina. Languages Akkadian. Do we have anything else in Akkadian? What else we got here? The Book of the Dead. Facsimile. Oh. Facsimile reprint of the Book of the Dead, Papyrus of Ani, which was originally published between 1712 to 1250 BCE. I see. I mean... In 1894, this would be in the public domain by now, right? Very likely. Languages, hieroglyphics. Okay, this is again the only one that can that is in hieroglyphics. So let's take a look in here. Ooh, I'm really digging this zoom function actually. Adoration of Ra when riseth he in horizon eastern of heaven. Behold Osiris, describe the holy offerings of the gods all, Ani. Saith he, homage to thee who hast come to Khepera. Khepera is the creator of gods. Thou risest, thou shinest, making bright thy mother crowned as king of the gods. Doeth to thee, mother, not with her two hands, the act of worship. Receiveth thee Manu with content, embrace thee Maat at the double season. May he give splendor and power together with triumph, a coming forth of soul living to see. How about that? Characters over which a line is printed are in the papyrus written in red. Right, so like... Oh, okay. Saith he homage to thee is the ones that are printed in red. Adoration is printed in red. When riseth he in horizon eastern is printed in red. I wonder if there's a meaning behind that we're aware of. Like maybe it's just for emphasis of what is being said. Adoration here is again done. Ooh, pictures. Oh yeah, this is the good stuff. I like how much detail is included in this. What is this? Vignettes. Isis and Nephthys, the sisters of Osiris, kneeling in adoration to the left and right of Tat, the symbol of Osiris. Ah, okay. Which stands upon the solar mount and supports the sign of life upholding the sun disk. The ornaments upon the head of the two goddesses are the hieroglyphic signs of their names. On each side, three cynocephali, or dog-headed apes, the transformed openers of the eastern portals of heaven, raising their hands in adoration. Ani and his wife before a table of offerings. I see. So these things up here are supposed to be dog-headed apes, huh? The dog part is coming through quite well, but the ape part is a little bit iffy. Alright, let's go back and get to the original. This is the wrong page. So, it's really interesting. This circle here, the logo actually takes you to the main page of the archive. I like the spinning logo here. The drug dog God, could you imagine just grafting the head of like a mastiff or like a pit bull or one of those like, you know, classically not to be messed with dogs, and just grafting that sucker onto like a silverback gorilla? That would be so scary. Like gorillas are scary enough as it is. Imagine if they could like bark and shit. Very scary. Not a great not a fan of that particular proposition. I need something to write with on my end. I knocked over a bottle of chewing gum that I've been using. That I've been eating out of. Actually, no. My Chihuahua-sized gorilla. God, yeah, you just have opposite thing where it's like it's like one of those sugar gliders, but it's just got the head of a Chihuahua. Hang on, let me see if I can't. Hang on, I've got Clip Studio. I can open up Clip Studio real quick. We can make this happen. Hang on. Sugar glider. Hang on, we can absolutely make this happen. This is what like. This is the beast that Egyptian Pecora would have purchased. All right, and then Chihuahua. This is supposed to be like a just chatting stream, so I feel like we are kind of getting in the right spirit of things. I don't know. I the last time I feel like I was a little bit worried about like fucking around too much in the website, so I didn't really give myself the kind of flexibility that I could use. Like I was worried that I was miscategorizing it by having it be an art stream. So this time I set the stream category as just chatting. So ideally, this is going to be much smoother of an experience. Let's bump up the tolerance here. What I love about editing images for irresponsible purposes is that once you get the hang of it, roughly, you can more or less do it to whatever you want. Let's see. I think are we getting too much of the ear? No, actually, that's fine. I think we're actually quite well on the ear part. Then over here, and we can just unscoop that part there. There we go. Oh, oops. I think we might have accidentally grabbed too much of the ear down there. Yeah. Alright, few steps back, few steps back. Doing some Island of Dr. Moreau type shit. Listen, the ability to create art is a divine gift. I never said I would use it responsibly. The Island of Dr. Pab's Row, I guess? That one doesn't quite roll off the tongue. We'll have to workshop that. Honestly, I associate grafting things onto dogs with Mars Attacks rather than Dr. Moreau. That's a very good de-stressing technique. If you're ever really angry at someone, or if you're angry at a situation, just imagine somebody's head grafted onto like a chihuahua body, like in Mars Attacks. It's really hard not to laugh when imagining that vividly. It's a good de-stressing tool, although if you start laughing, you might have to end up explaining to people why you're laughing, and that's gonna... Well, I can't really help you with the consequences of that outcome. I don't have any advice for that. No, wait, yes I do. Lie. Lie about what you were thinking about. Lie as hard as you can. Because, like, we could joke about that shit online, but I think, like, if you explain that to, like, a normal person with normal thoughts in their head, they would have to raise a few questions. In addition to, you know, the obvious. Okay, this is looking pretty great in terms of just the texture of everything. Let's see if we can't just already graft it onto this little sucker. Oh yeah. It's almost a perfect fit. Like, it is very nearly a perfect fit. It's really fucking me up too, because like the dog in question has like really light fur. We'd have to do some kind of color matching thing to it to properly, I guess, blend it in. Hang on. Can't really have this part here. Gotta get rid of that pink nose. Okay, we erase that. Okay, I'm gonna invert the selection. I'm just gonna make a mask here. Okay, and then I'm gonna shrink the head down just a tiny bit. Man, I should post this thing on Facebook. It's gonna make somebody on there shit their pants. I'm joining the war on misinformation on the side of misinformation. Sometimes I do worry that I'm gaining too much skill in the art of artifice. They made a new beast just to fuck with you. Because of woke. Just a little bit more. Just round out the roughness of that fur. We are in. Hang on, maybe... I think the other thing to do is to just add a layer on top of this, just so that the dog's head has like appropriate shading coming in from the bag. From the back, not from the bag. Okay, let's do foreground to transparent, maybe like a dark brown. And then maybe increase the saturation and darkness a little bit more. Money overlay. God. Oh god, that looks kind of demonic. This looks suddenly so much more sinister than it was previously. Okay, we cannot spend this much time fucking around. Hang on. We'll find a good one and then we'll get back to what we were actually here to do. Plotting our demise for sure, for sure. All right, that'll do it. I think we're good. Okay. back to what we were doing earlier, which is the productive thing that we wanted to actually do here. Right. Okay. I had some pen and paper ready. That's right, because I wanted to. I don't know. I want to do a couple of things. I wanted to go by decades first, just to compare, decade over decade. How are people developing more techniques to fill up space? Because that is a lot of what graphic design is, I feel. It is the use of space in a picture. That's kind of what I'm interested in. So I want to see how that kind of keeps developing, 20th century onwards. But I also wanted to take a peek at the formats, because there's a lot of these. There is my guy, the clay tablet, the singular clay tablet. There's also a certificate. What does that do? Sandberg Institute diploma. Fold out diploma with a folder inside. White ink on purple paper. This thing looks so sick. Yo, why does my diploma not look like this? Shit, I would have been way more excited about receiving my diploma if it came with a friggin' fold out folder. And look like this. Let's see. Amsterdam. The Examinations Board of Sandberg Institute hereby certifies that given name, born, date, and place of birth. Oh, Willem Jacob Henry Berend Sandberg. Congratulations, Henry. Has successfully conducted the final examination of the master's degree course in Fine Art and Design at the Department of Graphic Design. A theoretical exam, thesis and defense. A practical exam, graduation project, and public presentation and defense. Students who have passed the final examination may carry the title MA of Design. How about that? Master's degree. All right. Maybe that's why my degree didn't look this badass. I only had a bachelor's. In accounting at that. Yeah, no. I don't think business majors don't deserve nice diplomas. Disciplines is also interesting. Lettering is going to be valuable. Visual language, visual art. But yeah, that was kind of like my thing, is that I wanted to look into the formats and I wanted to look into the decades. So let's do decades first. Again, not much activity in these pre-20th century years. I don't know if there's. Well, I mean, these guys are kind of nice with it, though. Big fan of whatever's going on with this horse. Life and biography of prophets. Javanese manuscript written in Pegon, a variation of Arabic script. Includes illustration of Burak, a horse-like creature in Islamic tradition that transported prophets. Oh, that's what that guy is. Ethiopic manuscript. Oh, wow. I really like the art style of this. Like, this is very obviously a biblical book. But this one also has words highlighted in red, though. Very similar to that Book of the Dead. Ethiopian manuscript on parchment used by missionaries. Ah, I see. These do go pretty hard, honestly. Bound in brown, hand-tooled leather with Coptic binding. That would fetch a premium today. I imagine it also fetched a premium back in those days. Colorful paintings of Jesus and the crucifixion, and red and black illustrations throughout the text. And, oh, these must be those illustrations they were talking about. Here's some more. Yeah, but... Did somebody like drop a cigarette on this part of the book? Why? Why they're whole? I get what. Wait, hang on. On parchment though, not vellum. Huh. Because of the way that this was stitched together, I would have expected it to be vellum or some other kind of like animal skin material, but nah, this is parchment. What the hell did they make this out of that you could sew it together like skin like this? I really like that idea though. Like, like if we had things like that in the in like depictions of the Necronomicon, that would be, yeah, very thick paper. It's also the texture of it. Like, it's obviously got like that thicker opaque part, but it's also got like almost like a transparent, more gelatin-like part. It's kind of gross. I mean, hell though, it does its job. It's stuck together there pretty good. What are you? Oh, that's adorable. C-Punch. Metal type C-Punch from type making process. Gift of Barbara and Fred Voltmere. This is just a little hole punch. Oh, look, it's so cute. Alright, that was from the 1700s. What about... Okay, we got 1710s, 1720s. You know what? I'm kind of rocking with some... I retract my previous statement. I'm rocking with some of these. What are these? 42 line. 2 images available. Date unknown. 2 pieces. Single sheet, single-sided. Unsigned process proofs. Huh. But we know that stuff... Okay, Jack Stauffacher and the Greenwood Press were the ones who made this. I mean, we could probably have some kind of ballpark figure of when these were active. I do like that this one has line more clearly visible. What is this, like a unsigned process proof, 2-color printing? These do look like they were made using a hand press or something, though. I love when colors like this overlap on this kind of material. Like, it just creates a very, like, sometimes it's a lot, but it creates a very rich look to it. A lot of these are from this Jack Stauffacher guy. Gotta say though, they are pretty nice. I'm a big fan of this one. There's something, I don't know, it is mostly symmetrical, but there's some very nice balance to it. Like the question marks that are throwing it off just the right amount. Huh. The E is a broken wood type E. Oh, wait, I can kind of see it. Yeah, that's what this big orange part is. What else we got? Oh, I like this one. News from Bauer Alphabets. The 7th Educational Graphic Arts Exposition. What is this? Type ephemera. Type specimen. What? Wait, they even identify the typefaces. That's awesome. They have Olympia. Wait, you can filter for these? Yo. Being able to filter for typefaces is awesome. Oh, and here it gives some of those examples, but where is the Olympia script? But yeah, folio medium extended. That folio medium extended, I definitely feel like I've seen in a lot of different places. But yeah, I'm gonna grab this one actually. I don't know. I've been thinking recently about a couple of things, most specifically business cards, right? I wanted to try and design my own business card, so I'd like to get some references for that if possible. Not to mention, I want to be able to figure out how to fill space, if that makes sense. Just for small illustrations. And for this one, it's very interesting because not all the space is filled. Like it leaves like 1/4 of the. Well, no, I guess it is 1/4, right? Like if you slice it horizontally and vertically, you can have a small quarter of space. And it looks very modern, particularly because it's not messy, it doesn't have any illustrations or nothing. I'm interested in this. Albertine and the Lion's Den. Ooh la la. The story of a Parisian experiment in infidelity. Very nice. Gray book jacket with an illustration of a woman looking sideways with black, white, and pink text. I'm a little sad that some of these don't have excerpts from the pages, but I do. Oh. Thanks for your order, Stephen. Hope it finds you keeping safe and finding optimism wherever the heck you can. Brooke. Bright green screen print of wiggly camp book text with surrounding elaborate decorative border. Note to Stephen in the silver pen on the verso. Oh, I see it now. It was a little bit difficult to read initially, but it does say camp books. And this one, it's kind of the opposite of what they were doing. It's the space that they leave around is on the outer edge rather than in the quarter, but the space that it does take up is very tightly packed. Oh, here we go. Here's one of some with a lot of meat to it. Okay. Bernard Shortschrift Zart und Kraftig. Folio with 18 pieces of ephemera. Black and red printing on folio cover. Ephemera, huh? Oh. Huh. Someone lovely has just passed by. That's why they say when you wear the champagne fragrance, intoxication by d'Orsay. Hmm. Okay, so I'm guessing ephemera just means like any old stuff that maybe it's kind of like a miscellaneous category where it doesn't have a specified purpose that fits in with any of the other categories. Yeah, all of these seem pretty well spaced together, but there's nothing really that jumps out at me. For a moment, I straight up thought that the letters here spelled out stupido, but no, it's just studio. It is kind of funny though. They got. Oh wait, hang on. There we go. Sretaul pijo. That's the danger with typography like this. Unless you do it really well, some dude is gonna do some sasa lele thing to it. Oh, this is a very nice drawing. I do like that. I don't know. It's very clear. You can really clearly tell that it used pen nibs to make this. And I don't know. There's something about the traditional mediums, right? Like you can see very clearly the texture of the paper. How in some areas they put a little bit more pressure than others. You also have these areas like down here where you can see that the pen was starting to run out of ink a little bit when they were making the lines. It's nice. It's a good way to introduce a little bit of visual noise. Well, no, I guess it's not noise. It's like I guess you would qualify it as noise, but it doesn't have the same function as noise. It's just additional information. I like that crane. Hmm. Okay. Is there anything else that I want to look at in here? Like, what's this about? Modern Setterish Mebulian. Modern Cabinets Catalog. Alright, word up. Ooh. Ooh, I'm kind of liking that cabinet, actually. This does seem to be, like, used for hardware stuff, though, because you can see that it's got a bunch of tiny little square holes in there. Are these motherfuckers making cabinets on top of cabinets? That's crazy. Here's that cabinet again. Honestly, well, no. I mean, kind of. It looks like they are just putting a bunch of different screws and stuff in there. Oh, here we go. Oh, God. Man, they really lucked out that we have accent marks on the Roman alphabet because they're going through those letters really quickly. It looks like some of these were used to hold printing stuff and things, though. Like this one up here, this definitely looks like it's for holding printing characters. The letterboard. Letterboard. So this was really just kind of a pamphlet for a very fancy looking cabinet drawer, huh? Look at this thing. They greebled my damn crafting table. Korrigenstein number 2. It's crazy. They literally just took this first one and they added a bunch of wooden cubicles to it. Ah, yes, for holding my Tetris pieces. Some good information on making basic cabinets here, though. That's something that I still want to get better at, is creating backgrounds that have more character to them, if that makes sense. And you can see that a lot of that comes from just tiny details. Like, if you wanted to simplify this, you could just make 2 squares here along the side of the cabinet, but they actually have like this very nice kind of curved inward part on the back end. Interesting. What else we got in here? December ornaments. Aw, 4 identical pieces, black ink on ivory paper. I actually really like these. I like things that are like very small but simple symbols. Yo, baby Jesus. Hey, I know that guy. Number 33, I know that guy. They also have what seems to be a pretzel. That doesn't really fit in with the rest of these, but I guess neither does grape. Or shooting star for that matter. But yeah, I'm gonna grab this one actually. These very not simplified symbols, but well, no, I guess they are. Yo, gravure ornamentaten, Renaissance ornament. That's what I'm talking about. Minimum 1 kilogram. I'm gonna get fucked up this weekend on a gram of typeface. But yeah, this is also the kind of stuff that I wanted to look at. These kinds of patternings and frames. I don't know, it feels like patterns and framing and just making things like this. Get lost in the maze of calligraphy. Go into my wingdings fucking labyrinth, boy. Get lost in my wingdings labyrinth, boy. I'm sending your ass to the Times New Roman hedge maze. Motherfucker, you've just earned yourself a trip to the Calibri dungeons. Throw him in the impact font pit. I like this one more than the other one. It makes me angry that the sizing on these is kind of inconsistent, because I feel like my eyes just kind of naturally glaze over these, even though there might be more to it. Well, let's take a look at this guy. Roland B. Gittleson has been rabbi of Temple Israel in Boston since 1953. Huh. What else we got in here? Feast! Feast. Oh, wait. Wait. These must be the same guys that made that other one. Yeah. These ornaments that they had here, yeah. Oh, and here's a couple of different ways of printing each of them. Oh, that's that black... Wait. Is that blackface thing the Dutch do, or... You know, maybe we don't touch this one too much. That aside... it is interesting how you can... because of the way that the printing worked, you could just make, like, a full black and white print, but you could also make one that wasn't two-tone like this. That takes a bit of planning. Huh. I wonder what these ones on the top right are for. What is this saying? Feast! Givo December Druckwerk in Feastische Tinte. Yeah, this is that Dutch. This is Dutch for sure. Feast. All right, moving on. Did we already take a look at this one? I feel like we looked at this one at some point. This is from the 1930s, apparently. It's interesting as well. They've got slightly different ways of making all these little graphics as well. What's especially impressive is that this seems to be like some kind of fold-out pamphlet. Well, let's move on. What was this thing again? I feel like Modern Setterage Mobilian. This is modern cabinet. Wait, no, we did go through this. We literally went through this whole thing. Wait, wait, no, this is the same catalog. God damn it! It's just that one has a cover picture and the other one doesn't. These bums made two catalogs. They dropped the Skyrim re-release of the frickin' cabinet catalog. The hell's wrong with... Yo, football! Het ideal van den sportsman. Ciphern. Book, 35 pages plus orange cover with gray and gold ink title. Yeah, but what's in it? Just a bunch of different typefaces. Specifically for numbers. Oh man, you just know that somebody had a tremendously bad time at some point looking through these. Right? Like, it's already bad enough in the digital age when we can just do things instantaneously. But like then you're like whatever Dutch guy is ordering a business card with your phone number printed in one of these suckers, and then like later on when you get the business cards, you're like, "Fuck, man! I went with the 7963 Libra, but I should have been going with the Mercator Vet Cursive 8709 this whole time. Fuck my stupid life." Buyers of Morse during that era would have been crazy. At least nowadays, if you have the energy and the wherewithal, you can at least return shit to Amazon if they get your order wrong or if you're not happy with it. Yeah, okay. I think we've tried enough ground on this one. What's this one? Modern Elsevier Cheltenham. Not really much to look at in here. Ditto here. Alright, what's this one? Vignetten Prof. Oh. Ooh. Now you're talking my language. Coats of arms. Now this is something we can work with. Yeah. All these different little elements and everything. This is exactly like what you would want to see in like a graphic. Yeah, like these ones, like these little silhouettes. These are awesome. I don't know. These would make for great little icons on whatever. I'm grabbing this page. Yeah, all of these are very good. Oh, wait, I know what this one on the top left is. I know, it's actually a symbol for, like, a pharmacy or something. I remember I was looking up medical symbols at one point, right, as an alternative to the Red Cross, because apparently that's literally, like, some convention or another. And apparently one of the medical symbols that they used to have was, like, a dude like this with a pill on his tongue to indicate that the place was an apothecary. Cows of many different sizes, a couple pigs in there. More cows of additional sizes, very important. I like how somber the logo with the pork is here, like with the pig and the sausage wrapped around its head. Very somber looking, perhaps appropriately so. I like these ones that are in all silhouette, like the starfish, the fish, the bird, which as we all know is the fish of the air, the bull, which as we all know is the fish of the land. A great page full of all kinds of different fish. Every single one of these animals is a fish in one way or another. Pheasants? You know those are categorized as fish. Those are fish. If you go on the Wikipedia page right now, those suckers are fish for sure. It's really interesting as well. So if you go back to this page, these cards with the solid black with just the white lines feel much better than these cards here with the dark lines and the white fill. I don't know. Maybe it's because we associate like having that ink there with like that kind of heaviness, and so these ones just look like toys basically. I'm gonna grab these guys here. I wonder if they'll have any kind of like martial arts manuals or something rolling around in here. It'll be very unlikely, and I'd be surprised if they did. But it would be rather funny. Like, this guy on the motorcycle is just so well made. This guy who's about to ruin some random bird's day for no reason whatsoever. What a prick. These look a little bit like the ones that we saw in that other Dutch calendar. Oh, god damn it, it is the same guys. Fuck. Hang on, what's at least on this right page? Some clowns, a stork. some pencil, some brushes, and a flower. How about over here? A few geometrical symbols and a bunch of crosses, but not much else. All right, I think we're done here. I mean, unless one of these other ones has some kind of interesting secret within. I mean, this has got a shoe. Salamander Shonen, elegant Modellen. Sul du vordams als wohl hieren. Dutch is a very easy language to read if you understand English. To some extent, right? To a limited extent, it's an easy language to read if you can read English. Whoa. Got a load of this guy. Very shiny pocket watch. Ask for flag soap for sale by all grocers. Advertising trade card featuring an image of Eagle as Uncle Sam with an ad for LD Dillon's flag soap on the back. Huh. Advertising trade card. Interesting idea. I'm gonna... Hang on. Gonna actually grab that one. Advertising trade card. We got anything else? Minced codfish. 'Tis the national food and the food for international quarrels. When was this from? Date unknown. Advertising trade card featuring an image of Uncle Sam and a large man in a red coat with a lion. Meant to symbolize Britain. Okay, so it can't be that far into the future, right? Into the future being like in the 1900s. If the US is still worried about Britain, that definitely sets us back like a century or two. Satina silk finished umbrellas. Advertising trade card features a man in a top hat and monocle holding an umbrella, with text at varying angles. Silk finished umbrellas. Norman Crook. Best umbrellas in use will retain its color in sun and rain. Much lighter than alpaca, will not cut like silk. Huh. They have an entire section for trade cards. Oh, hell yeah. Show me what you got. Photographers and art dealers. Advertising trade cards featuring warrior woman fighting off a small boy, the British, in the left panel, and the same warrior woman drinking from the same cup as Uncle Sam in the right panel. These guys knew what they were about. They were like, big warrior lady. That's gonna move copies. Remarks on solid comfort. Advertising trade card features Uncle Sam walking into a room with Christopher Columbus reclined on Mark's folding chair surrounded by elves. At the World's Fair, Uncle Sam, what have you found now? Christopher Columbus. Ah, at last we have discovered solid comfort. If you want solid comfort, you must have a Mark's adjustable reclining chair. It combines in one a handsome parlor, library, smoking, and reclining chair. A perfect lounge and full-length bed, and is altogether the best chair in the wide, wide world. In construction, it is simple, durable, and elegant. Are you interested to know more about it? Full stop, no question mark? Catalogs fully illustrating the Mark's chair, as well as a most complete line of Invalid's rolling chair. Invalid and library supplies will be furnished for free on application to Mark's Adjustable Folding Chair Company. Sole proprietors and manufacturer, 930 Broadway, New York, and 215 Wabash Avenue, Chicago. You just know that... I will say that that chair looks not particularly comfortable, but I do admire the kind of sheer modifiability of it. Why does this elf have like a top hat? Why is one of the elves way more capitalistic than the other? Fuck Christopher Columbus. What else we got? Yale Lock Manufacturing Company. Okay. Enterprise Congress World's Fair. Featuring image of Enterprise meat grinder being exhibited at the World's Fair with people watching and pigs underneath. That's a little morbid. And for a meat grinder too? People did not have a whole lot to do back then. It is well known that machines which grind or tear the meat are not desirable. In other meat cutters, the meat comes out in a mixed-up, smeary state, with uncut strings and sinews. Our meat choppers, on the contrary, do not grind or tear the meat, but, as their name implies, chop it. Precisely like the snipping process of a pair of scissors, they chop raw cooked meat, tough or tender. Their work is perfect, and it is impossible for any strings, sinews, fibers, or gristle to pass through them without being chopped fine and even, the meat coming out exactly as shown in the illustration. We have no hesitation in saying that they will cut meat faster, finer, and more uniformly than any other in the world. This was back when you could like make a name for yourself on, yo, we are making the best shit ever. Check this out. Instead of having like some kind of weird viral ad campaign or some shit. Nothing can excel them for shopping. Sausage meat, mincemeat, hamburg steak for dyspeptics, hog's head cheese, hash, tripe, suet, codfish, clams, chickens, chicken croquettes, chicken salad, peppers, scrapple, scrap meat for poultry, corn for fritters, stale bread for bread crumbs, horseradish, cabbage, lobsters, cocoa nut with an A, vanilla beans, and etc. Also for making beef tea for invalids, mashing potatoes, pulverizing crackers, etc. God, I was so repulsed by the concept of beef tea initially. It's literally just beef that you boil forever and ever. And it makes sense that you could use that to like get some nutrients out of it, but it's just like calling it tea is such a gross idea. To suit the different uses to which our choppers may be put, we make plates with holes of various sizes. The standard size, which is the only one accompanying each machine, being something of an inch in diameter. This plate chops fine enough for general purposes. Extra fine plates for very fine chopping and plates with large holes for coarse chopping may be had at prices which will be quoted upon application. Mira tú. Still, having a bunch of people like look on your meat grinder in amazement is straight up some Dorohedoro shit. And that is possibly a Chinese facial caricature on the left. I did not notice that on first pass. Moving on. Okay, I recognize most of these. What's this one? Tarrant Seltzer Apparient. Oh, is this like smelling salts? A vital question answered. Thousands of dyspeptic and bilious sufferers who have exhausted the list of official remedies in vain are asking what they shall do next, and if there is any remedy for their misery, there is. Tarrant's effervescent seltzer apparent will give them immediate relief and eventually restore them to perfect health. It is a stomachic, an alterative, a purgative, and a gentle diuretic, combined in one delicious and refreshing draught, sold by all druggists. God. A stomachic, an alterative, not alternative, alterative, a purgative, and a gentle diuretic. You are going to drink this and it's going to taste so good, but you will immediately shit yourself after, by the way. Or worse. Worse things can possibly happen to you. Oh, Mary, I feel wretched. It's not. It's your liver, John. Here, take a dose of Tarrant Seltzer Apparient. And then when they fold it out, it's like, oh, he's back to health. How do you feel now, John? Never better in my life. Tarrant Seltzer Apparient is a certain remedy. NB has stood the test of time and never fails. Well, I've never heard of these guys before, but that is interesting. You do kind of fold it out, and then on the reverse side, it has this information. That's a very interesting way of doing it. I do wonder if people have experimented with like fold out, shall we say, like business card, if that's a thing. That's probably definitely a thing, right? Okay, that's that one there. What's this one? Brownell and Lapham, dealers in meats, fruits, and produce. Ladies' bathhouse, don't open. Oh my! Well, now, I didn't know that they were making pictures like this. Advertising trade card with flap. When closed, it shows a man and a woman walking along the seashore with a flap that says, Ladies' bathhouse, don't open. When opened, it shows two women with white underclothes on. Oh, there's an alternative one. PJ Wyckoff, dealer in fish and oysters. Ladies' bathhouse, no admittance. God. Oh, wait. Hang on. When closed, it shows a man and a woman walking along the seashore with a flap that says, Ladies' bathhouse, no admittance. And then when you open it, I see. Okay, so this ladies' bathhouse, no admittance thing. It would be funny if it just had ladies' bathhouse, no admittance on the reverse side. No explanation. But no, it's meant to be folded here so that the ladies' bathhouse thing. This ladies' bathhouse thing. Very common bit, it seems like, for this era. White sewing machine. Oh boy. Buckingham's die for the whiskers. Oh. Can we talk about like the gentle light in his eyes and how petite his hand looks? Those who desire to change the color of their beard and mustache to a beautiful brown or black that will not wash off will find our Buckingham's dye just a thing and very handy, being in one preparation. It is easy of application, safe and effectual, and it is rapidly growing in public favor. Full directions on every bottle. It's fucking me up too because like like this is the beard of like a much older person. This dude has something before using and after using, right? Yep. Hall's Vegetable Sicilian Hair Renewer will restore gray or faded hair to its original color as in youth. It will often start new hair where the old has fallen off and make it grow luxuriantly. It will prevent baldness. It cures dandruff, eruptions, and itching of the head. It is an excellent hair dressing. Many of the best physicians use and recommend it. It is endorsed by the state assayer of Massachusetts and other eminent chemists. No other hair preparation does its work so effectually and satisfactorily. Uh-huh. I'm sure. God. I got an ad for Rogaine today. Well, I was watching a YouTube video on my phone during lunchtime, and I got an ad for Rogaine. And first of all, I don't have hair, which made it strange enough. But second of all, like, I feel like if Rogaine was as effective as it claims, like, what has been the evidence of, like, the effectiveness of Rogaine? Because I feel like I've heard of it, like I remember being... I'm gonna jump scare you with a sugar glider dog while I Google Rogaine. Wikipedia. I should just have this sugar glider dog as a background image in case anybody tries to... in case my media goes offline. Okay. Medication used for the treatment of high blood pressure and hair loss. It is an anti-hypertensive and vasodilator. Oh, okay. So it also cures blood tension. That's good. Reserved for use in severe hypertension patients who do not respond to well to at least... excuse me. Who do not respond to at least 2 agents and a diuretic. Minoxidil is generally administered in a loop diuretic to prevent sodium and potassium retention. Huh. Okay, so maybe don't use that for hypertension. You know, that in retrospect, it seems like it might be a bad idea. Okay, hair loss. When applied topically, it is used for the treatment of hair loss. It is effective in promoting hair growth in people with androgenic alopecia regardless of sex. Must be used indefinitely for continued support of existing hair follicles and the maintenance of any experienced hair regrowth. Huh. I see, I see. Initial application, hair growth. Meanwhile, the effects of minoxidil on hair loss prevention was so clear that in the 1980s, physicians were prescribing Lonitin off-label to their balding patients. Huh. Wait. Okay, so in 1988, the FDA approved minoxidil for treating baldness in men under the bald name Rogaine. Rejected Upjohn's first choice, Regain, as misleading. That's why it's called Rogaine? Oh my god. 39% of the men studied had moderate to dense hair growth on the crown of the head. How about that? A study of pharmacy prices in 4 states for 41 over-the-counter minoxidil products where gender specified found that the mean price for minoxidil solutions was the same for women and men, even though the women's formulations were 2% and the men's were 5%. While the mean price for minoxidil foams, which were all 5%, was 40% higher for women. This is the first time gender-based pricing had been shown for medication. That's crazy. Oh my god, look at all of these. They got Dafe. Yeah, man, don't worry. I know just what's going to cure my baldness. I gotta get some of that Dafe Shin. Shuerui. There's a couple of these. God, alright. I do know that there's also different solutions for that kind of hair loss. Like, I know, for example, that there was this one surgery that I saw one time where they were basically taking hair follicles from the back of the head to put it on the top of the head. I don't know. That seems like a much more permanent solution than a foam. Hey, it's these guys again. I wonder how come they got 2 entries. Arctic Ham smiled. Sugar cured in artificial temperatures. Alright, for sure. Yeah, man. Whoops. Nothing goes to the spot like... I'm not gonna pronounce that. Royal hams. Oh, wow. They got my guy Eggman out here shilling. A large ham-shaped potbelly carrying a cane and walking a dog on a city street. I like how shady this other person back here looks. Like they're collecting information on this strange pot-bellied man. Oh, here's more of that. Chaser Councilman and Company's Royal Ham. What is this on the back? Is that... What is that? Wait, it's like a silhouette of the pig with in the crown and everything. That's so weird. Is this more Royal Ham shit? Of course it is. It beats off the world. Very nice. All about the Royal Ham out here. They're putting this shit in everything. This dude made a liar out of it. Its sweetness cannot be excelled. Or leer. I don't remember how that's pronounced. Liar or leer. The fuck is happening here? A monkey sitting atop a running pig with a small boy in the distance holding a stick and chasing after them. What? How'd the monkey get on the damn pig? What's a monkey doing here? All competitors are apparently distanced. Are you nuts? What is... Alright, that one made me laugh. At home and aboard, the famous Magnolia ham is at the front. Below you will find figures showing the increase of the annual cure of the Magnolia ham. Okay. Yeah, no, they brought out their puns. It's good because sometimes they bring out their A game when they're punning, you know? It's good. It's good. Christ, so it's basically they're basically saying they're doubling how many. Well, no, initially it's a doubling. Then it goes like up by 7,000, up by 20,000, up by 30,000, up by around 17,000 actually. That's not that big of a jump. That's 18,000, another 8,000. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Cured by McFerrin Shallcross and Company. Oh. Royal Ham better fucking wash their bag. Magnolia Ham is coming for their crown. Is this also Magnolia Ham? No, this one's still Royal Ham. The insane, and I know this isn't the right meat, the insane beef that Magnolia Ham and Royal Ham must have had cannot be understated. What's this one? Come try Swift's Premium Ham, Bacon, and Lard. Ask your dealer for Swift's Premium Ham or Bacon. Why did it... This child is kind of scary. Swift's Little Cook. First of all, the child in question has, like, Joker lipstick, which is weird enough. Why do they have a dowel? Like, this little thing could definitely start stabbing somebody. Like, it's adorable, but it's like... there's, like, a lot of red flags here. Boiled ham. Put a whole ham into cold water, let it come to the boiling point, then simmer, allowing 20 minutes to each pound. Pierce the ham with a fine skewer. Oh, that's probably what it was. If done, the skewer can be withdrawn easily without sticking. Let the ham partly cool in the water, then remove the skin. Sprinkle the top plentifully with cracker crumbs and brown sugar, or brush it with egg. Press it into a number of whole cloves, and set it in the oven for a few minutes to brown. Or the ham may be left white and dotted with pepper, a clove stuck in the center of each spot of pepper. Wait, a clove stuck in the center of each spot of pepper? Soup, vegetables, and a bouquet of herbs boiled with a ham improve its flavor. A ham boiled in cider is especially good. I could fuck with a cider boiled ham, I'm not gonna lie. Though, like, a lot of this I'm not fully agreeing with, but a ham boiled in cider would be... You know what, I could get behind that. Baked ham. Prepare the ham as directed above. Let it simmer for 2 hours, then remove it and take off the skin, and bake it in the moderate oven for 2 hours. Baste it frequently, using a cupful of sherry, 2 spoonfuls at a time, until all is used. Then baste with drippings from the pan. When done, cover it with a paste made of browned flour and brown sugar moistened with sherry, and replace in the oven for a few minutes to brown. I could rock with that, honestly. It is interesting how they're just curing it with brown sugar all the time. Like, this thing must have been like biting into a cinnamon roll and then like getting the full pork experience afterwards. Honestly, as much as I object to like the paraphernalia, the regalia of the child in the picture, this is kind of a cute one. I kind of like it. Oh, look at this absolute unit. Nuts swangin'. Cedar lawn herds. Oh, this has got a little bit of gunk on it in some places, though. A large pink pig on grass. Text on the reverse. What's this one? Another absolute unit. Very good examples of, like, just insane fat fuck pigs. These look like you could load these into a cannon and they would like rotate perfectly. Armour and Company, Chicago, Illinois. Breakfast sausage, none better made. Made of ham trimmings only, seasoned with natural herbs to suit the popular taste. Sold at all first-class groceries and meat markets. Featuring a pig with corn cobs in its mouth and another pig's backside, as if bursting through the car. This shit would have... This is from the 1870s, right? Having that shit must have blown minds. right? Like this is still the era when like they saw a picture, the motion picture of a train, and they were all super scared it was going to run them over. Something like this must have been like witchcraft. Seriously, why do these pigs look so fucking solemn? Agricultural furnace and boiler. This is messed up. Like, look at how forlorn these pigs look. And, like, obviously, they're two large pigs putting a smaller pig into a boiler. What the fuck is happening here? But Peckham's portable, agricultural furnace, and farmer's boiler. Yeah, no, these ones have a pretty understandable reason to be solemn. Like, is that their child? Like... Awarded first premiums at many state and county fairs throughout the United States, these boilers are used by butchers, farmers, cheese makers, stock raisers, hotel keepers, bakers, brewers, chemists, druggists, dyers, painters, laundries, chandlers, and for various other manufacturing and mechanical purposes. The flues are so constructed that the whole surface of the cauldron is heated at the same time. They are portable and require only a few lengths of pipe to fit them for use, and possess great advantages over cauldron kettles set in brick. They are very economical, and are warranted to boil with less fuel and in less time than any other arrangement for the purpose designed. They can be used out of doors as well as if attached by pipe to a chimney. They are sold at lower prices than any other article of the kind made, and are within reach of all. Cool, man. Are you going to talk about what's fucking going on in your trading card? Like, I love the idea of like an agricultural boiler. Don't get me wrong. Agricultural boilers #1 warrior right here. Don't get it twisted. But the solemn pigs are really fucking me up here. What is home without a mother? G.H. Hammond Company. Dressed beef, mutton, pork, provisions, canned meats, extracts, butterine. Mild and cure, not salty. Our lard is the best made. Alright, what else we got? I love how many of these just have pigs in fucking situations. Like, what's this one? Pile on all ye frauds. Wait. This would be a sick image to, like, sling at somebody to call them a fraud. All the imitations and counterfeits of Dr. Joss Haas's hog and poultry remedy are unable to outweigh the genuine article on the scales of public opinion. The greatest tribute yet paid to the merits of this well-known remedy for swine disease is that it has caused to spring up scores of imitations, counterfeits, and fraudulent substitutes. Yeah, getting all that political comic advertisement. I mean, if you're... like, you know, if somebody's stealing your art or whatever, right, from you, they are taking that from you and using it to fill their own pockets. You get pissed and you write out a call out post. This is the best you could do in that situation. You hire an artist to draw a bunch of pigs, putting on something that says like imitation, fraud, imitation, counterfeit on one side of the swing, and yours on the other one. You have already lost. I have depicted myself as the business like award of merit holding pig, and you as the idiot pigs stacking on frauds and imitations on the other side of the swing. I always keep my hog healthy. They got it. Yep. God, actually, that reminds me. There was this one incident that I heard about, right? This was before cars were a big thing, where the U.S. had this huge crisis because there was like this horse plague that was happening up, down, and around America, and shit got really bad. They started trying to use like oxen and whatever, but basically because imagine like if we didn't have cars right now, that was basically the scale of catastrophe. Wait, hang on. This next sentence is a banger. They are all as fraudulent as the frauds who compound them, and should be avoided. If you would keep your hogs healthy, increasing their weight and arrest disease, get the genuine article, which is endorsed, typo, by thousands of farmers, feeders, and breeders, as the only scientific and successful remedy for the swine disease. When I say I will insure your hogs, I mean that I will enter into contract for the insurance of herds of 100 hogs and upwards. I prefer herds of 500 to 1,000 against death from disease, if fed my remedy under my direction. I will pay for all that die at their market value, and refer you to any bank or mercantile agency for information as to my financial ability to comply with the contract. They're as fake as the fakers. The writing is crazy. Parchment on fire while writing with quill.gif. God. That's crazy too, though. This guy's like, all right, yeah, no. If any of your pigs die when they take my medicine, go to your bank and ask them how many bands I fucking have. I will pay for your pigs. I will insure your pigs. 100 pigs is the minimum. If you have, my ball game is more like 500 to 1,000. Shit, I've done like 10,000 pigs in some points. Don't fuck with me. Buy my medicine. That one is like one of the richest ones we've had so far. Wait, what? There's so much to unpack here. Why do they have... Imagine if your car was pulled by a big team of naked harnessed men. Tally-ho! Swift and Company. Beef, pork packers, and refiners of lard. The lard car is insane. For a second, I thought that it almost had like a hose attached to it. Like this is a bucket, but like I thought that this part here was like a hose so that they could like spray it on to people as they moved around. Could you imagine getting hosed with lard? There are like worse experiences, but the list is not very long. Price Chester the White Boar Kennett. A fine specimen. What is this, a typewriter? Featuring a large white pig, partial images on the reverse of a sewing machine. Okay. Huh. I'm kind of losing the plot with this one. What the fuck? What? I hate the expression on the one down here. Pat Apple 4. Featuring an image of a farmer force-feeding his hogs using a patent steam hog stuffer, but is actually an ad for pipes and pipe fittings. What the fuck? I guess you wouldn't be able to make this machine without pipes, huh? Pat Apple 4 must mean they've applied for a patent, huh? That makes the most sense to me, at least. Heinz Radical Corn Remover. Sure to remove the corn, root, and branch. Corn remover, huh? For the complete removal... Oh! Corns is in, like, the foot injury. I see. God. Dear Sir, some 2 years ago I had been suffering for nearly 10 years with 2 soft corns which troubled me very badly. By use of your corn remover they were entirely cured, and have never reappeared. I have recommended it since to hundreds, and have never known it to fail. Truly yours, C.H. Bangs. Cleveland, Ohio, July 2nd, 1884. I wish to tender my thanks for the cure of a very painful and troublesome corn. I recommend it to my friends. For enclosed cash, please send me 1 dozen. H.S. Jones. I have hundreds of testimonials like the above. All right, bro, for sure. Yeah, man. It's really interesting. There's never been a reliable testimonial system. Like, I guess Amazon reviews are decent, but like, even then, some of those are like made. One of these dudes is naked, and the other one isn't. Professor A. Hogg of N.K. Fairbank and Company's Refining College. Groceries, fruit, grass, seed, and etc. Wholesale and retail. I do think that have... What the fuck? NK Fairbanks and Company's Law, as it cannot be beat in quality or style. Female pig is walking a pet pig on a leash. Again, what's with the obsession of making everything into a pig? Like, I get that this is silly fun times, but like sometimes I'm worried for these people a little bit. Why are so many of these pig related as well? Like this is all the ones that are related to trade cards. Like the first row, like a solid like, you know, maybe 40% are pigs, so that's not too bad. This second row appears to be almost entirely pigs. I think I see some pigs over here in row 3 too. The pig craze, yeah. I don't know, pigs are pretty cute, I guess, and they're not... I mean, that doesn't look like a pig to me. That just looks like a human person with, like, pig ears. I don't think this person was particular... I mean, like, I like the little doughy body. Fly to the desert, fly with me. Our Arab tents are wide for thee. But oh, the choice of what heart can doubt, while our stocks of Fairbank Lord holds out. Pig riding a camel in the desert with pyramids in the distance. Small ass pyramids too. I think this might be pebbles, man. That or this camel and pig are fucking huge. And the palm trees too. Like the palm trees being bigger than the pyramids, and the pig and the camel being bigger than the pyramids both. I like the doughy little doughy body. Guy seeing the Pillsbury Doughboy for the first time. The Pillsbury people, the people at Pillsbury.inc.co.limited, seeing hiring this one guy to pitch an idea for their mascot on seeing it for the first time. They're in love. They want to put it on everything. They want to put that little white freak on every available surface that they have on their products. That's how it is. Sometimes you just make a banger design, and you have to roll with it. This one is also... I actually really like this one. I really like the one that has like a knife or a sword on it. Advertising trade card featuring a large hand with 5 pigs hanging on each finger. No text. Making these weird-ass images for the love of the game, I see. The little mouse did loudly squeak out. This little mouse, he heard a go snap. And this little mouse, he ran all about. This little mouse said, do not bewail, but come, let us pull him right out by the tail. This little mouse got caught in a trap. Yeah, no, this was mouse time. Featuring a child's hand with a mouse on each finger, corresponding with a nursery rhyme. I'm guessing it's for a mousetrap or something? Back to the pigs, baby! We're back on that shit. Pigamon, Longfellow, Lily May, Young Champion, Bessie Blowman, Dolly Doon, Rosetta, Don Fulton, Lord Byron, Lancer, I love that RPG, Pichedo, King Moore, Fulton Beauty, Zoraida, Lady Morrow, Queen of the East, Soldier Boy Tellum, Moore's Choice, Queen of the West, Honest Abe. Honest Abe is such an awesome name for a fat fucking pig. Bismarck, Dewdrop, Perfection King. They gave this thing like a Super Saiyan form. This is Perfection King Pig. And the Perfection Queen. National herd of thoroughbred Poland China hogs. Damn. I'm not reading all that though. Shevers, improved shredded coconut. Literally fighting over that shit. Fascinated by the fact that these monkeys look a little bit like lions. Just with the mane. In the manufacture of my coconut, my first name is quality and cleanliness. I then rely upon the merits of my goods for their support. Under no circumstances will I reduce the quality of my standard goods to compete in price with inferior brands. Some dealers sell inferior goods because they pay them a larger profit, representing them to be as good as Shep's. Shep's coconut is generally to be had from first-class grocers. These goods are positively prepared without the use of paraffin or cottonseed oil. Shredded coconut, huh? I could go for some coconut jelly right now. Order from your wholesale grocer a case of Chef's Canister Protected Coconut. The purpose of the canister is that protecting the coconut from dangers of becoming rancid, and the package from getting soiled. In order to save the expense of a second canister, it can be replenished when empty from regular wooden boxes. Some of the wholesale trade are selling inferior goods in preference to mine, representing them to be good as the chefs from the fact that the inferior goods pay them a larger profit. I depend upon the merits of my goods for their support. This guy loves that phrase. I depend upon the merits of my goods for their support. Kind of a banger phrase. You know what? I could get behind it. Maltby's Genuine. A can of Maltby's shredded coconut. Price list on the back. Oh, here we go. Counter cans. I'm not really sure what to make of that price list. Dunham's Coconut. To the first person in each town of 1,000 or more inhabitants who sends us a correct solution of this puzzle and a label from off a can of Dunham's Coconut, we will mail a handsome pair of oxidized solid silver sleeve buttons, beautifully engraved and valued at $4. $4 entire dollars, people. To the next 50 in each town who send the solution and label, we will mail a beautiful embossed picture card of considerable value. The above cut represents a house with 36 rooms. The puzzle is to pass from room 1 to room number 36 through every room without entering any room more than once. Alright, bet. Let's solve this sucker. Okay, here we go. So we can't pass through any room more than once on this journey. Hang on. Okay, room 1 through 36. Can't pass through any room more than once. So wait, if I go... Hang on. If I just do like an S-curve around, would I not be able to eventually reach 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? No, because then I go through into 36. Okay. What about a vertical curve? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Also not available. Okay, what if we make a smaller curve? Like so. This could work, actually. No, wait, no, yes it could. Okay, go through here. Shit. Okay, that's exactly on the last curve there won't work. Could it be that this puzzle actually has some sauce? Surely not. I feel like this is definitely a type of puzzle where like there's an established answer for how to solve it. You know how like there are mazes where you keep turning right every single time, and that's like the solution for getting out. Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay, yeah, no. Let's try a different route. That might be too thick for the pen. Maybe a combination style. Nope. Okay, combination style, but from one row lower. Okay. The maze where you blow yourself in two so you can hit all the rooms? The very same. It's a dire situation. We have a $4 pair of buttons at stake here. This is killing me. Competition open for 2 months from the introduction of puzzle into your town. Okay. Come on. With my huge brain, there's no way I can't solve this. With my multi-thread Rice GPU. That being said, I am just kind of fucking around in terms of like what I can do. Wait, no, then it's difficult to get to this room. Okay, so different idea, same strategy though. Okay, similar idea, different strategy. Okay. No. Then we go this way. My goal is to just try and hit every other room, just fill the corners as quickly as possible while still leaving behind a nice kind of getaway line for the last stretch there. Yes. Yeah. Fuck! Alright, that's not gonna work. Damn, they're kind of boxing with this one. This puzzle has hands. There has to be, like, hang on. How to solve limit... I don't even know what this kind of puzzle is called. I wouldn't know what it asks to solve it. I don't know. What about, like... No, I've played this game before. That's a fruitless endeavor. Could we try something similar but from a different angle? Nope. Gotta make sure you get your beautiful embossed picture card of considerable value, right? That thing's limited edition. It's gonna go crazy on the aftermarket sales. Okay, wait. This might actually. I feel like I might be cooking here. I think then I just go down here, cross all these rooms off the list, go up through here, There's always like one box that just does not work with this scheme. Okay, pass through every room without entering any room more than once. Wait, couldn't you just kinda... Hang on. They never said we can't pass through room number 36. No, wait, no, yes I do. Now we have to get from point A, which is room 1, to point B, which is room 36. But stopping at every single kind of other room. Whew. This one's a toughie. Maybe we have to work backwards. How do we get from room 36 to room number 1? While crossing every single room. I get the feeling I'm going to have a very similar problem, but that's for perhaps like 2 minutes from now to figure out. Similar issue, basically. There's always 1 or 2 rooms that are left neglected. What if we just turn left at every single corner? Left. Alright, puzzle's over, I guess. But yeah, just basically make a turn at every corner possible. Okay. Can't turn left. Go right. Turn left. Can't turn. Wait, that's right. Turn left. Okay, which one's left here? Turn left. Then turn left again. Can't turn left. Go right. Wait, zoom out a sec? Yeah? Hang on, let me put it right side up again. Do you see something right? A solution to this problem? I've got like the fucking 9 hours, 9 person, 9 doors, seek a way out logo flashing in front of my eyes. That's what, this shit is gonna be in one of the next Uchikoshi games. All I know is this room 1 and 36 have 3 exits, but I don't know if those count. No, hang on. Number 1. I mean, I guess you could just like go around, right? But like then you wouldn't be able to get into those other rooms. Unless like one of these other ones don't really have. Yeah, no, you can't get out of the other rooms through there. You could do a loop-de-loop. I think that it's supposed to be the entrance or exits. Yeah. Okay, left. 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 Can't go left, go forward. Can't go left, go forward. Can't go left, go forward. Can't go forward or left, go right. Can't go left, go forward. Can't go left, go forward. Can't go left, go forward. Can't go left or right, go right. Go left. No, that's not gonna... Nope. Okay, so go in through here. Left. Right. Left. Right. No, this one wouldn't work. Shit, this puzzle's hard as hell. Hang on. Maze puzzle pass through room once. I need maze puzzles, please. A maze of doors. Professor laid in the Pandora's box. I draw a line through all doors. Oh, here we go. Wait, hang on. This is a stack exchange one, which is... Okay, begin wherever you want and draw one line through all the doors, but you cannot go through the same door twice. Hard, but possible. I'm hoping to see some rigorous proofs to disprove the existence of such a line. Yeah, they gave you a beautiful embossed picture card for this shit, and an invitation to Mensa. The same problem is quite the same problem as the 7 bridges of Königsberg. It was solved or proved by Euler. Negative solution laid the foundations for graph theory and prefigured the idea of topology. Reaching an island or main lake. Okay. The problem had no solution. Thanks, Euler. You fucking asshole. The difficulty he faced is the development of a suitable technique of analysis and of subsequent tests that establish his assertion with mathematical rigor. That's great, man. Any clues for the solution? Room 1236 puzzle. Maybe they ripped it off from somewhere. The room 1 achievements. They have a room video game? Oh no. This is a different thing. Room 1, blah blah blah. Pass room only once puzzle. 5-room puzzle. Okay, maybe. Wait, this might be it. This might be it, actually. The 5-room puzzle is a classical popular puzzle involving a large rectangle divided into 5 rooms. The objective of the puzzle is to cross each wall of the diagram with continuous line only once. As with the 7 bridges of Königsberg, the puzzle may be represented in graphical form with each room corresponding to a vertex and 2 vertices joined by an edge. Okay. Because there is more than one pair of vertices and an odd number of edges, the resulting multigraph does not contain an Eulerian path nor an Eulerian circuit, which means the puzzle cannot be solved. You sons of bitches! By bending the rules, a related puzzle could be solved. For instance, by permitting the passage through more than one wall at a time, that is, through a corner of a room, or by solving the puzzle on a torus instead of a flat plane. Pavs blacks out during a video game rabbit hole and wakes up playing Garage Bad Dream Adventure. I'm like clutching my head, just like my rice is like bloodshot or something. I'm like, oh fuck, what did I do last night? And then I look over to my computer screen and I see that I've somehow started playing Until Dawn. The more appropriate joke is a 90s point and click with the classic acting. God, I go down a rabbit hole and I somehow end up fucking playing Monkey Island. Or Leisure Suit Larry. God. Okay. Method of proof is proof by contradiction. That is, we proceed as if a solution exists and discover some properties of all solutions. These put us in an impossible situation, and thus we have to conclude that we were wrong. There is no solution after all. Fuck you! Graph theory, unsolvable puzzles. Hang on, graph theory though. Bishop's graph, Bristol Bridges walk. Let me drink some water. What's this? Hydra game? A single-player iterative mathematical game played on a mathematical tree called a Hydra, where the goal is to cut off the Hydra's heads while the Hydra simultaneously expands itself. Hydra games can be used to generate large numbers or infinite ordinals or prove the strength of certain mathematical theories. This shit would go crazy as like a Balatro clone. Unlike their combinational counterparts like tree and CG, no search is required to compute these fast-growing function values. These Squid Game derivatives are getting ridiculous. Squid Game! God. Markov chain. The mathematics of chip firing. Mathematics and chip firing games and abelian sand pile models. What the fuck are you talking about? But it sounds so that, like, these are not Hall violator, a set of vertices in a graph that violate the condition of Hall's marriage theorem. What? Finite promise games and greedy click in sequences. What? Friendship paradox. Oh god, I'm so tired. I'm gonna assume that they're fucking with us and there is no solution. The $4 buttons were never real. There is no beautiful embossed picture card of considerable value. Good day, sir. Fuck it. What's a chip firing game? A one-player game on a graph which was invented in 1983 and became an important part of the study of structural combinatronics. Not gonna lie, that sounds like some real nerd shit. Possible finite firing sequence with the vertex to be fired in red. The game ends as each vertex has S smaller than its degree. What? Remember when this stream was about like looking at pretty pictures? Remember that? I miss it. Mathematical games developed by American mathematician Harvey Friedman. The greedy click sequence is a graph theory concept, also developed by Friedman. The fact that this is in a different font from the rest of the page is fucking me up. Does it say you have to end at room 36? So here's the exact instructions. The above cut represents a house with 36 rooms. The puzzle is to pass from room number 1 to room number 36. So it does sound like you have to end at room number 36. Through every room without entering any room more than once. I mean, you could probably interpret that to mean that you need to end at room 36, but I guess if you want to flaunt the rules, if you want to have the rules a little bit more open to interpretation. Hang on, let me take away the web browser so I can close in on the actual instructions. So I guess I'm DMing you for word up. Let's do this. Okay, hang on. So your idea is to complete a loop around the whole thing. Is that what I'm getting from this? Because if you don't need to necessarily start at room number 1, or you don't need to end at room 36, then it is 100% possible. I don't know if that counts as a win either. I don't know the oxidized solid silver sleeve buttons may not be ours, I fear. Well, that's the game you play, though. Good work, Ryan. You know, you have to shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the completed puzzles you don't send. Okay. Fuck this business card. Or trading card, I suppose. Fuck you, Dunham's Coconut, spelled with an A. Is this one the same one, just collected from a different one? Okay, no, this one doesn't have the puzzle. A soft, moist preparation made from fresh cocoa nuts and ready for immediate use in making the most delicious cakes, pies, and puddings. It contains no sugar, starch, tapioca, or other adulterations, and the natural freshness, softness, and rich flavor of the nut is fully retained. Dude, you should post it on Twitter and see if it trends and see if anyone else solves it for you. That's a great idea. That would make a great after-post stream. Not after post stream. After stream post. It will keep fresh and sweet until used in any climate. Very, very nice, Mr. Dunham. It's like when people post a multiplication and division problem. This is how I start clout chasing. This is how I enter my clout chasing arc. I'm gonna get puzzles from these random pages and I'm gonna wait for somebody to solve them. God, that is far too much text. This Dunham, not again! No! Fuck yourself! I've played these games before! I've played these games before. This diagram represents the floor of a hotel containing 16 rooms. Describe the course a person would have to pursue, commencing in room number 1 and going thence to room number 16, visiting all the rooms on the way and entering none of them more than once. I'm going to fucking kill you, Dunham. I will beat your ass silly. I will get a fucking time machine and whoop your ass so hard that you start a medical practice instead of a fucking coconut business. They knew the workaround. They were wise to our fucking tricks. I need this dude's light extinguished. I need this guy taken out pronto. Putting this audio over clips of the puppet-based comedian. That fraud? I remember being like 10 or 11 and seeing a Jeff Dunham clip, and I thought it was funny as hell. But then I grew up and then I like reviewed it and I'm like, wait a minute, this is fucked up. This is like really fucked up, actually. God. And they've downgraded the prizes too. Check this out. To any person who sends us the correct solution of this puzzle and a label from a can of Dunham's concentrated coconut or Dunham's perfect baking powder, we will mail a handsome imported embossed plaque, 7 inches square. The correct solution of this puzzle will be placed on every can of Dunham's Perfect Cream Tartar Baking Powder, and which can be purchased at all first-class groceries. Give it... Please, please, I am begging you. Give me that label. I need to know. Enclose a 2-cent stamp for personal reply. No attention paid to solutions unaccompanied by a label. 2 half-pound labels equivalent to 1-pound label. We have to find the baking powder. We have to. Hang on. Dunham's room puzzle. Is that... Can we search that up? How to complete the book puzzle with Leisha. What? By pen card. What the fuck? Who the fuck are you? What is this? Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song? Get the fuck out of here. Dunham's room puzzle. Please, God. Will someone help me? Can anybody help me? Dunham's Perfect Cream Tartar Baking Powder. Please, 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 please. I'm begging you. There are tears in my fucking eyes. Please, I am begging you. Clean. We're not gonna find it. We're not gonna fucking find it. All of this is like cream of tartar and baking. Go fuck yourself. That's not what we need. We're fucked. We're so fucked. God damn it. Dunham's room puzzle. Go back to the puzzle. Check the rooms. What do you mean? Fuck it. Hang on. Copy image. I'm putting a fucking bounty on this puzzle once I get out of stream. I want this motherfucker's head on a silver platter by morning. I just wanted to see if there were any extras. What do you mean any I don't think there's a lot of extras. They have the inventing a time machine just to soothe my poor agitated soul. Extra exits. There I mean the printing is kind of loose up here, but I don't think that's an exit. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because it's a smaller plane, we'll be able to solve it this time. Hang on. Nope, that's not going to work. I don't know. Maybe we get the idea for how to solve it from this one. We can repurpose it. Nope. Nope. This one is somehow worse. In a stunning turn of events, this one is somehow worse. Okay, there has to be... Okay. Getting some status to incorporate this puzzle into a platformer game with some spikes and spinning saw blades added for good measure. Not Super Meat Boy... Not Super Meat Boy's adventures in fucking... What was it like? Graphonomics or something? Whatever the science of this was called. I've tried the solution before. I can feel that I've tried the solution before. Why? Why are we still here? Just for a handsome imported embossed plaque? God, you just know that there was also some kid in this exact same pressed, even more so than we are, right? In this exact same situation, like more than 2 centuries ago. in this exact same struggle. Just like using graph paper or like some other kind of cloth to try and figure it out. And like they're drawing it out in the sand and shit. They're on the playground. They're telling their friends that they'll help them get their own plaque. We can all mail it together. Just trying to piece this together. Walks into a room full of wailing children trying to solve the coconut debacle. I appreciate that you spelled coconut with an A as well. That kind of elevates this a little bit. Yeah, no, there has to be some fucked up trick to this shit. Like, wait, maybe... Okay, if you can use a shadow clone jutsu and split off your copies from one, you know, you split yourself in half, one of you runs one direction, the other one runs the other. Your power is also divided by 2. God. Is there any way to do this without fucking... Oh god, it hurts so much. Loop makes an H, yeah. That's true, isn't it? Yeah, right? Like, I feel like there is something here. I feel like I might be cooking. A little bit. I might be delusional as well. Going thence doesn't mean it has to stop there, right? I mean... Thence. Right? Okay, so going thence means from that place, from there, from that circumstance or source therefrom, from that time thenceforth. Okay. Describe the course a person would have to pursue, commencing in room number 1 and going thence to room number 16, visiting all the rooms on the way. No, I mean... They're saying that, okay, so what I'm understanding from this is that number 1 is point A and number 16 is point B. Unless, hang on. Maybe the numbers are a clue. So we know that this is number 1. These other ones must be 2 through 4, right? And likewise, if this one is number 16, then that must mean that these other ones must be rooms 15 through 14, 15 through 13 as well. No se puede. No se puede esta mierda, carajo. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here. I'm not wasting any more brain cells on that. I'm at risk of burning too much fat. I think I'm right on this one. You might be. You might be. The problem is that we don't have anyone to check. We don't have anybody who can verify this shit for us. Going thence doesn't mean stop. Fucking puzzle context on the back. Would that actually help though? Right? Like if we go back, there's no other solution, bro. I don't fucking make the rules, brother. Okay, so let's say that you can't just fucking... But no, that you're trying to end at room 16 though. Like you're going thence to room 16, visiting all the rooms on the way. They're asking you to go through all the rooms before you get to 16. You don't fucking take a detour through 16 though. Where does it say you? Okay, commencing in room number 1 and then going thence to room number 16. Okay, so you do have to pass through room 16 at some point. I agree. I agree that the wording is ambiguous enough that you could say, "Oh, that means you could stop at 16 at any point." But then it does say you have to visit all the rooms on the way. Your goal is to go through every room and then go through 16. Okay, you have to go to 16 and then pass by every other room. That means you end on 16, brother. Like surely, I mean, you could just like white out. Like you could just white out the 16 and then put it on another square, like fucking Photoshop manipulation. Or fucking let Twitter figure this shit out. What if I did something really fucked up? Hang on, I have the opportunity to do something really fucked up. Hang on. This one might actually be kind of funny. What if just to fuck with people, I put number 16 here? And then like over here. That fancy imported embossed plaque is as good as mine. Good luck figuring this one out, assholes. This is the one I'm gonna drop like 5 months later. This is the version I'm dropping in like 5 months when like the first one has run its course and people have doxed me already. I'm gonna like get a new identity that says that I'm fucking from New Guinea or some shit. I'm gonna drop this banger. I know you can't solve this one either. The difference is that for this other one, I was trying to solve it and I was suffering. Other people are free to solve it and suffer at the same time. But for this one, my goal is not to let people solve it. It's not to just this is not a forthright and genuine inquiry. This is me explicitly and 100% trying to fuck with people. All right, this is me trying to mess with people. That being said, I'll put up the normal one. I'll put up the normal one. Perhaps creating a machine powered by human suffering. The machine was already built when I got here. I just found the source of the suffering, and then I continued the cycle. Arguably that's worse, but I choose to believe it isn't. Man, I'm fucking tired of this Dunham motherfucker. I'm tired of this shit. Next dude that I see called Dunham is getting popped in the mouth. We gotta find that powder. We gotta! Man, I don't even give a fuck about any of these other ones. My day is ruined. Really nice cross-hatching on this one, though. Like, take a look at that, actually. Like, there's not only these vertical lines, but also there's, like, especially in this section right here, like, in this little negative space around the corner, there's, like, a very nice little, like, horizontal cross-hatching there that's very nice. Hang on, let me actually grab this one. Very good examples of cross-hatching. I can't believe this motherfucker had the gall to give us an unsolvable puzzle and then have the absolute fucking audacity to say that, oh yeah, by the BT dubs, there's going to be a solution published on my other product. Where's the other product? Where's the other fucking product on them? These boots look like nerd shoes. I'm in a foul mood. There was an old woman. She lived in a shoe. She had enough children to quite fill two. She now lives fine in a pair, you know. That were made for her by Bales, Tory & Co. That shit doesn't rhyme. That doesn't rhyme! Huh. This is such a weird ass apron. Like on this dress on the right, this is such a weird ass apron pattern. A young girl holding a wand standing on a stool while a young boy stands beside her. Text on the back. Phrases regarding quality surround the border. Well-known and celebrated line of ladies, misses, and children's Utica fine shoes can be had only of J.W. Layeth. I mean, those are some very fancy-looking little Why? What's up with the, like, 3-inch heels on this one? That child's gonna be running around like Bayonetta in a few years. A bunch of these seem to be the same thing. It seems to be like these are different people who are all kind of representing this Utica Fine Shoes Company. Reynolds Brothers, fine shoes. Look, her feet are so tiny. Some children are born toe walkers. Others are molded into it. Reynolds Brothers celebrated fine shoes. The ladies, misses, and children are acknowledged by all to be the best made. We have them constantly on hand in every size, width, and style. What about this one? Two women at a water's edge. Advertising trade card depicting two women standing next to a pond. One wrapped in a white sheet with shed clothes on the ground. Ooh la la, so spicy. Oh, hey, there is some actual stuff back here. They're the same dudes for the shoes. All right, so we know 3 different kind of prerogatives for people making trade cards. There's the coconut fucking guys, there's the pig guys, and then there's the shoe guys. We might have a 4th type identified at some point. And then there's the mice people. Oh, this is such a cool profile. Dean Brothers. We wish to call your attention to our fine line of boots, shoes, and rubbers, carefully selected for fall and winter. What is... Could you not at least have pictures of like of the shoes themselves? If you're gonna like, you know, this is like throwing me off. It's just a picture of a granted very good looking woman, but this is for shoes. The Children's Jubilee. This one almost looks a little bit like a tarot card. Standard tip. It's the greatest improvement in children's shoes ever brought to the public. It combines wear, style, and comfort in the highest degree, and it is the most thoroughly reliable sole leather tip shoe offered. The standard tip is an ironclad shoe, which will resist hard wear or any kind of usage which a lively, wide-awake boy is likely to give it. Every pair is labeled to the bottom with our standard. Before you purchase a pair of sole leather tips, be sure to look for our trademark on the bottom of the shoe. Every pair is warranted double toe and will last longer than any sole leather tip shoe in the market. None genuine without the trademark. What else we got? Is this also for shoes, even though you can't see them? Yeah, you better fucking believe that these are for shoes. Fine shoes, celebrated for ladies, misses, and children. Go to hell. For real. I mean, this one's just a nice picture, though. I can't really get mad at this one. What the fuck is happening here? Wooden's nails for me. No more pegs for me. Wooden's patent approves. Brass shoe nails. Manufactured by Dunbad, Hobart, and Wooden. S.O. Abington Station, Massachusetts. 2 men in a wrestling ring. One man's shoes are falling apart and he is trailing behind. No more pegs for me. Me when... Okay, I think you guys can fill in the blanks for that joke. But this actually looks like a different thing. This is not a wrestling ring. This is... Hang on. Walking sport Wikipedia. This is like a different sport. During the 1800s, there was like a obsession with a... Hang on, race judges. See also power walking. Nope. Walking culture, athletic events, racing, track and field, cross country. There was like an actual sport that was crazy popular in America for some time that was literally just walking in circles. Pedestrianism, that's the shit. A 19th century form of competitive walking, often professional and funded by wagering, from which the modern sport of race walking developed. During the late 18th and 19th centuries, pedestrianism, like running or horse racing, was a popular spectator sport in Britain and Ireland. Pedestrianism became a fixture at fairs, much like horse racing, developing from wagers on foot races, rambling, and 17th century footman wagering. Rambling? Sources from the late 17th and early 18th century in England describe aristocrats putting their carriage footmen, constrained to walk by the speed of their masters' carriages, against one another. Normal thing to do! Very cool, 17th and 18th century aristocrats. Fucking dickheads. The first notable exponent of this long-distance walking is generally considered to be Foster Powell, who in 1773 walked 400 miles from London to York and back, and in 1788 walked 100 miles in 21 hours and 35 minutes. By the end of the 18th century, and especially with the growth of the popular press, feats of foot travel over great distances, similar to an ultramarathon, gained attention and were labeled pedestrianism. Yeah. But yeah, that's what this 500 miles go as you please thing is. Do they have like go as you please on here? No. Yeah, 500 miles. But yeah, that... Wait, hold on. Another popular goal was for competitors in long-distance walk events to walk 100 miles in less than 24 hours, for which they earned the nickname Centurions. That's badass, honestly. But yeah, that's what I am pretty sure this is. No more pegs for me. Ay, Dios. What else you got? Utica fine clothes. More Utica fine clothes. Is this one new? No, we've seen this one. Reynolds Brothers Utica. Reynolds Brothers fine shoes. Again with the shoes. I wonder why some of these companies survived. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that all kinds of companies are making these trading cards. But for a lot of these, it seems like examples from very specific companies survived. Like these Reynolds Brothers, for example. These guys were all over the place in these sample sizes. Okay. I think that was most of the trading cards that we went through. Getting the holographic blue eyes, white feet card. Fuck. Hang on, I gotta drink some water. God, okay. Do we want to keep looking through the decades? We just went through like these unsorted ones just now. We can take a quick stroll through some of these, I think. Please God, no more fucking trading cards. I'm tired of trading cards. Stop trading cards! Okay, what about the 1900s? A lot of different manuals here. The Gift of the Magic Staff. Ooh. I like these page borders. These are all really well done illustrations. I'm a very big fan of the pointillism being deployed. Or pointillism, whatever. You could use some of these as cues for like one bit pixel art as well. It was a tiny old man. Shit they're gonna be saying about me in the retirement home. Like, look at this one. The red figures darted here and there like big red ants. She asked him where he came from and what he was doing down here on the earth. Like, check this out. Like, look at how they've, like, bent this rug a little bit at the end there. These are really well done. Oh my god. The rabbit silhouette? That's crazy. Perhaps I looked up the 16-room maze and there are multiple versions of it and the solution may apply. Holy fuck it. Ryan, clip that shit and send it to me. DM me that shit, have it in my inbox. I'm sorry if that was a bit demanding, but like, let me just explain. All right, for sure. Actually, let's pull up the puzzle while we're at it. Okay, explain it. It's faster. Gotcha. All right, how do we do? I'm ready to let go of this heart demon and cleanse my conscience of my regrets. Let me just explain it. It's faster. Okay, so the modern version is about a patient in room 1 of a hospital visiting every other patient without meeting a patient twice as they get to room 16. Okay? I'm with you so far. Different flavor text, but similar substance. Actually, let's keep leafing through some of these while you finish up your explanation. Gloria. Da 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 da. Large horizontal booklet. The rules say they can't meet a patient twice, which means they are allowed to enter room 1, their room, more than once, which can lead to beating the maze. Oh! Huh. Okay, we go back to the... And... Oh. Okay, and... If you notice the rules... They do mention, you know, they don't say that you can't... That you start out in room number 1, that means that you can visit it twice. That's still kind of a toughie, though. But yeah, you're right. If we start out in room number 1, that means we can double dip in there. But then here's another problem. Like, what... Entering none of them more than once. The rooms on the way you can only enter once. Room 1 isn't included on that group. My concern then is... Okay, so let's say that you do eventually somehow double back into room 1. You're kind of screwed then, aren't you? Because then you can't go out the same way you went out, and you also can't go back the same way you came in. Right? Or do they have a workaround for that? You enter a room and double back to 1 immediately. Veamos. Déjame ver. Okay, so we'll use a thinner line for this one. Okay, and then that should... Ryan, big dog. Good sir, we are in business. I'm satisfied with that hole in the rules. Yeah. Yeah. This works. This actually works really well. Hang on. Oh god. We won. Maybe those. We are splitting those engraved and valued oxidized solid silver sleeve buttons, brother. Let's see if it works on the bigger one as well. Because for the bigger one, that was basically the exact same issue. Is that we were unable to get to like one little room. But this changes everything. Look at that. Easy as pie. The evil has been defeated. The good triumphs. I'm gonna throw a coconut at like an appreciable velocity at this Dunham guy's head. Holy shit. I'm still posting these on Twitter or whatever the fuck after the stream though. If they want to learn the solution, they're gonna have to. Yeah, no, we are getting that sweet clout though. Do you want to go splitsies on these? You can post one and I'll post the other. God. That feels good. Wait, hang on. The above cut represents a room with 36 room. Now you found him, you can have it. I appreciate. Then I won't refuse your generosity. Okay, pass from room number 1 to room 36 through every room without entering any room more than once. But you started in room number 1. Oh, these rascals. I feel refreshed. This one might be a loop solution then. No. I think that still works actually, because if you can't pass through the room some more than once, you still aren't passing through number 1 more than once. You start out in room number 1. I mean, the little hole I think might imply that you entered the room number 1 through that, but they never said that. If it's not documented, it's not done. Whew. Where'd you find that answer, by the way? I need to find whoever wrote that and shake their hand. Fafnir. Fafnir grotesque booklet, 8 pages. Cover reads Fafnir in black with red underline at the top. 1900s Germany. I googled 16 room maze puzzle and there's a couple of vids on it. So it's much more common. Ye old game facts! Plantian. Black and gray inks on cardboard. Whoa. Get a load of this guy. Christophorus Plantinus. What do they have in here exactly? I can't really understand it very well. Alright, let's go a little bit further into the future. How about the 1950s? Okay, now we're getting the more modernist style. Oh, hell yeah. Wait, this is from India. The Judgment Gali movie poster featuring a large image of a man with glasses and 2 women in the foreground. One holding a trophy. Awesome. This one also seems like it's a Bengali movie. Indian poster for a 1953 movie, Shamsir Baz, featuring a man wielding a sword and people sword fighting in the foreground. This was the crouching tiger, hidden dragon of their time. Oh, hell yeah. Milwaukee transit tickets. Yo, these are so cute, though. Pass good for a week. I like these. It reminds me a little bit of that one calendar puzzle from Off. But yeah, I don't know, these are so much more festive and varied looking than the ones that we have nowadays. WAD. Me when I'm trying to come up with a good name for the file extension of this new this new Doom engine game that I'm working on. I like this. WAD typographer, spring 1995. This is a periodical. No one ever complained that the first view of a book or a page of Dwiggins lacked impact. His design in any dimension is forcible, and it is almost always unexpected. It is a little funny when they dick ride the graphical artist, because like they're like, each page is a tour de force, and then you read it and it's like a normal book. I don't know. Like, I get hyping them up, and I do understand that they need to appreciate the artistry that goes behind it. It's just a little bit funny. ATF Foundry type. Whoa. Adjusted prices for packages of caps, lowercase, and figures. This is a catalog for different font packs, huh? Pack my box with 5 dozen. That's a pretty neat one. I haven't heard of that being used for showing every letter of the alphabet. There's like brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. And like there's Sphinx of Black Quartz, judge my vow, or whatever. But pack my box with 5 dozen is also pretty useful. I swear to God, I've seen Bank Gothic Medium today. Like, some of these are still around. What else we got in here? The Anatomy of ATF Type. Ooh, fancy. Feet, groove, body, point body, height to paper, beard. Beard? Serif, face, counter. Yeah, that's more or less what I expected. Anything else we got in here, or is it all letters? Holy shit. Original stencil. This is like seeing a Coke can from your grandfather's journal and then going out to the store and you can see one that's exactly like it. Some of this shit has never changed even once. Oh, look at these. The yarn Yuri is crazy. Oh, this one looks very modern. L'Ufficio Moderno. Revista mensil di studi aziendali e tecnica pubblicitaria. Again, I love when these colors overlap like this. That's something you can only get in print and not really in digital art nowadays. Although I'm sure that if you mess around with the blending settings, you could probably do it. Loving what's going on with the hands in the background here. In terms of how space is filled, though. See, this is like too much of it, honestly. But I'm like, this one here is too much, but this one, which is made by the same brand, is pretty good. I'm not gonna say great. There's something about it that's bugging me. Like, the fact that this much space is left blank, while it's useful for understanding the pattern in the back, it's a little bit distracting. I feel like there needs to be something there. That or there's not sufficient absence. I don't think that's what a fox is, brother. Looks like old movie posters? Da horse. Sops versus Nashua. Willie Shoemaker, Eddie Arcado. $100,000, winner take all, August 31st, 1955, Washington Park. What's this? Washington Park, Jockey Club. Souvenir program designed for a horse race at Washington Park. This is such a badass poster. Oh, and here's a close-up of the logo. No more passes. No, there's no pass this year, because we've lowered the admission prices to $1 for grandstand, $1.50 in the clubhouse, including all taxes. This is the same price you paid last year with the pass. So here's the good news. This year you can forget about passes. The price is the same without them. No more confusion. No more worrying about leaving your pass at home. No, sir, you don't need them anymore. The value of the pass has disappeared. They were like ears. Everybody had 2 of them. Now you'll have no pass to bother with, but the price is the same. All right. Shadows on the Rock by Willa Carter. A novel of Quebec during the last days of Frontenac. I can't think of anything I want to read less. Quebec is not very interesting to me. Although I'm sure it has a rich history, much like most other places, but like off the cuff, between a story about like Quebec and like, let's say, I don't know, Newfoundland, I'm going Newfoundland. Paris, 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 Paris. Gatefold booklet with single-sided loose sheet inside. But honestly, I'm kind of liking these transit tickets. Were there any other ones? I remember seeing one that I really liked. I guess I lost track of it. This one looks interesting. What's this one about? Just a few fonts. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, what else we got? We got the 1950s. How about the 60s? Oh, we've got a few more transit passes here. And a few more Indian films. I didn't know that... Well, it makes sense, you know, that India had actually quite a lot of movie posters and films that are made. But I don't really... You know, it's not something that's in your mind until you see it. Yo, are these like pins? Round label printed in black and red. Illustration of the hotel in center frame. I like how round these are. These all seem to be Japanese hotels as well. Maybe it was a trend from that era. No, wait, no, Okinawa Mansa Beach. Okay. What else we got? Hotel New Japan, Kaminoi Hotel, Hilton Hotel, Imperial Hotel, Prince Hotel. Let's take a look at this Imperial Hotel one. Berlin Hilton, Germany. Oh, okay, so this one's from Germany, actually. Oh, it's a luggage label, too. Interesting, interesting. Okay, now we're getting into some fun, freaky stuff. Like, check this out. Hit Week, Volume 1, Number 47. I guess this would have been when like small-scale periodicals would have been the most popular. Dude, Von is pirating? Wait, this is in German! I would have figured for sure this was in English. Or, you know, this isn't Dutch. I should have known. Jeez. All kinds of different little anecdotes. Love and Spoonful, Toe Trekken. What else we got in here? I think I just saw a titty just now, so I'm gonna keep scrolling. What's this? Fritz Kadel. A bifold pamphlet exhibition announcement for Fritz Kredel at the Klingspor Museum. We got any Soviet-Russian stuff? Say what you will about the Soviets. They knew how to make a fucking graphical design. Another font book of typefaces. I appreciate it. Recta. 16-page staple-bound booklet with fold-out back cover printed in four color. Oh, this one's Italian. Holy shit. Wrestling, press and radio, TV information. I love it. This guy is bawling for his life. I'm taking these with me. What about this one? Page layout guide. Instructional sheet to lay out a book of poems with a page proportion of 2 to 3. Oh. The font is very strange. Like, it's very neat handwriting. It almost looks like machine written. But this handwriting is very precise. Multi-measure metal enclosures for controls, communication equipment, and instruments. Euro style. Headline. I like the... Oh, this must be showing the different size of the font. Oh, the font is. My bad. Hitweek seems to be like a German pop culture magazine. Look at this 60-ass outfit. I love the tiger, the combination of patterns. Really, really intense. I really like the typography of this circle here too. Save that look for Jay's shopping stream. I don't know if this fits in with like the whole new goth or sporty look. This is more so a yeah baby kind of outfit. What the hell? Love me, I'm an ugly failure. What makes hippies happen on the psychedelic bus? We are watching Big Brother. Oh, wow. That was... I saw cheeks. I saw cheeks. Really fascinating method of printing where it's like games people play, Merry Prankster Division. Let us go then on a trip. You can't miss the tripmaster. The thick-necked lad in the blue and white striped pants with a red belt and the golden eagle buckle. A watershed of wasted promises in his pale blue eyes. One front tooth misses his pale... One front tooth misses... Hang on. One front tooth capped in patriotic red, white, and blue. His hair downy, flaxen, straddling the incredibly wide divide of his forehead like two small toupees pasted on sideways. They had me in the first half thinking they wanted to fuck this guy, but in this second half, it's like making fun of him a little bit. I'm getting mixed signals. Ken Kesey, heir apparent #1 to the grand American tradition of blowing one's artistic talent to do some other thing, was sitting in a surprisingly comfortable chair inside the bus with a psychedelic crust, puffing absent-mindedly on a harmonica. Yeah, this is definitely supposed to be sarcastic. But yeah, hippie lifestyle magazines, huh? Crazy work. Been here long, and the other dude started growing roots. Funny. Be there, World Cup Mexico, 1970. The Dreamland Express is coming. Do you publish a scrappy, drab, badly printed magazine? Print Quick helps frustrated editors, impatient subs, hamstrung production men. Print and Quick will produce your magazine quickly, efficiently, imaginatively, and cheaply. Ring 228-8407 for the quick quote. Magnificent failures. Hitler's art teacher. Politics was Hitler's second choice. Yeah, that's... Can't deny that. Zhivago overcoats. This is like... You know what this is? This is like those like fail nation websites, but for like the 60s. These are all references to shit that I was born too early to understand. And that's a racial slur for people of East Asian descent. Awesome. Great. It really is a loaded gun. It is sometimes playing with a loaded gun reading these magazines because it's like, oh, funny, and there's a racial caricature. I like this collage page, though. Oh, wow. I feel like they don't make stuff like this no more. Or rather, this is the kind of thing that we're missing from kind of more modern... You know, like, I think this kind of psychedelic look would work really well with VTubers. Or... No, I mean, not really, actually. You could try to mimic it to an extent, but it wouldn't really work because of the fact that the biggest contrast comes from the fact that these are black and white printed photographs of really, you know, these are really high quality photographs that are spliced together with all these cartoony things. It's that contrast that makes the whole thing kind of have that kick. This one is really good, though. I think that's all we got for the 60s. Well, I'm interested in seeing it, at least. Why is this guy so mad? Well, he's not... I guess the band isn't called the Quieters. White Riot in the Fillmore with the best band ever. Direct from England. Black Panther Volume 4, number 30. We are from 25 to 30 million strong, and we are armed, and we are conscious of our situation, and we are determined to change it. We are unafraid. Black Community News Service. The Black Panther newspaper, warning to America, yellow and black ink on newsprint. The 70s Biweekly. Oh, is this a Japanese magazine? Oh man, that looks rough. Some kind of demonstration that was going on? Mabuhay. Mabuhay. May 13th through 14th. Public notice. Humans limited edition. EP is coming soon. It's an album release. What else I got? See, this one is really cute because if you showed me a logo like this today, I'd be like, oh man, that looks AI generated. But this is like an honest to God, the surprise Pinoy poster. Where at? Hang on. The creamer. The creamer. No! The creamer. Okay. Okay. I'm ready. I'm normal. I'm normal. Oh. Yep, I agree with that. Unity in our love of man. Orange black screen print on fax paper with message of unity. Fax message on the verso. Oh. It is fun how they throw in little bits of... Huh. Morisawa glass font. Glass font for photo setting machine. What? I thought this was supposed to be an artwork, but this is like... I guess some kind of test print? Monday, blue. Unfolded matchbook with white background and blue text. Oh, I kind of like this one. What is this? Idea cover story. Large pencil sketch for Idea magazine cover design on paper pasted to whiteboard. Glue yellowed. Color study on transparent paper. Ah, ahora entiendo. Oh, and this is like a Japanese magazine as well. And here's the original poster. This is kind of cool, actually. I'm grabbing this one. Untitled print, negative. Whoa. USIA Design Manual. USIA, huh? What the hell is this? Computer graphics by Aaron Marcus, 415. Whoa, trippy. What else I got around here? Manhattan Yellow Pages, 1972. I think we should bring back the idea of phone books, but instead of having phone books, it's just like reliable local directories for goods. This is also really interesting looking. I swear to God, if I see that dog bastard Dunham's name around here, I'm gonna throw an entire fit. West Magazine. What's this one? Brownsville Station, Motorcycle Connection. Album designed by Doré. By Michael Doré. Ooh, a NASA manual. Graphics standard. Oh, hell yes. Motor vehicle identification demonstrations. The flexibility and variety of the NASA vehicle identification system is demonstrated in 7 illustrations below. The consistency within the system is achieved through a simple, clean application of the typography and the distinctive displays of the logo type on the various vehicles. So this is more for instructions on how to apply the logo itself, not so much the... I see. The fucking contraption. How's this thing? It's our phototype brochure. Oh, that's what Oh, I see. This is what that other thing was for earlier. Yeah, it was around here somewhere. Yeah, this thing. This is for a phototype setting machine. Now I understand. Well, I understand a little better, at least. Girl Scouts graphic guidelines. The art of Hebrew lettering. A documentary of student protests. Right on. Oh, these are some impressive pictures. The streets of our country are in turmoil. The universities are filled with students rebelling and rioting. Communists are seeking to destroy our country. Russia is threatening us with her might, and the Republic is in danger. Yes, danger from within and without. We need law and order or our nation cannot survive. Adolf Hitler, 1932. That's a bit on the nose, given current political events. Some very impressive illustrations here. I especially like these ones that are in silhouette. In some regards, we're still fighting for the things we fought for back then. Lots to think about. Let's see what the 80s has in store. Okay, now we're getting some more fascinating kinds of information. What is this? International Graffiti Times. We need to bring that thing back. Like, just having all of these kind of periodicals for everything imaginable. I guess nowadays there's things like newsletters, but it's much more difficult nowadays. Like, with periodicals, right, you had to some extent a curated, and it had its negatives too, like, for example, bias in the reporting, but you had this kind of curated source for all kinds of information and different subjects, which I think is a much better use of resources on a subject than just having to follow people individually. I don't know, I feel like a lot of the kind of way that we've put brunt on influencers, right, to carry culture, and this is absolutely not me saying that this is how it should be. I'm saying this is kind of like how it's developed, that it's like you follow a few key people who tell you or inform you regarding certain things. It's much more difficult to gather that information on your own, so you follow maybe 2 or 3 people who tell you about something, and that person has that entire responsibility and the entire control of that narrative. I don't know. Not to mention, it's just cool having a magazine for whatever you really like. Imagine if there was like a VTuber bi-monthly. That would be kind of a mess, though. Not too much in here. I'm sure some of these have more information on the inside, though. Like this one. 23 Screams, Sound of Music. But yeah, we're getting into this era where the main thing is colorful paper with a bunch of different fonts on there. Like this is kind of like a music poster where you can feel the kind of punk energy coming off of it. Like if you think of like punk rock posters, this is kind of like what you imagine. It's like very bare bones, hand printed kind of shit. I'm a fan. Yo, the weirdos at the Mabuhay. October 5th. There's that name again, the Mabuhay. Along with the other guy, the Screamers. All Noise on the Western Front. That's a hard-ass name for a band. What I got in the 1990s? Still got some more stuff on graffiti, which is nice. To your right, you'll find a realm done in 1995, representing every living minute. Oh, is that what REM stands for? Realm, Sin City. Dement below left, Rems below. Rems left, Junk getting the props. Monk, ONCH, and Realm below. So Realm is representing every living minute. The Mabuhay might be a San Fran nightclub. That's what I'm thinking, actually. It's since we've seen the name come up a couple of times. Well, twice, precisely. It's probably some kind of venue rather than a word? Or rather it's being used as the name of venue rather than the name of a word. Hole in the Ozone. Scene, 16 pages. It has a Wikipedia page? Pause. Mabuhay. Not Mahayana. That's... Oh, it's a Filipino greeting. Yeah, Mabuhay Gardens. Thanks for the link. Also known as the Fab Mab, or the Mab, was a former San Francisco nightclub. Oh, former. Okay. Closed in 1987. Originally a Filipino restaurant and music club owned by Nessa Aquino, it featured many Filipino celebrities, including Eddie Mesa, the Elvis Presley of the Philippines. During the late 1970s, Jerry Paulson was the first promoter of bands to appear at Mabuhay Gardens on a regular basis. He booked them on Mondays and Tuesdays to begin with so he could showcase the bands that he had featured in Cyclone magazine to existing records executive. The scene became so popular that he was soon booking 2 bands a night 7 days a week. Whew. Bay Area punk and new wave bands performed there, and it was an important touring stop for bands from beyond the San Francisco Bay Area. Among the local bands that performed regularly at the Mabuhay Gardens were the Avengers, the Dead Kennedys, the Contractions, the Nuns, Crime, Dills, Fear, Pearl Harbor and the Explosions, the Tubes, and Wall of Voodoo, to name a few. After Paulson left, Dirk Dirksen, the Pope of Punk, booked the Dead Boys, Nico, the Runaways, Devo, X, the Police, SVT, the Go-Go's, Motorhead, Sun Ra and his orchestra, Patti Smith, Primus, the Jim Carroll Band, and Rem, among others. It is a really strong lineup. Oh, shit. If a place in the continental U.S. is going to have a Filipino nightclub, California is a likely place. The usual suspects. American visual artist Bruce Conner documented the punk scene at Mabuhay Gardens through a series of concert photographs that featured action shots of the negative trend, crime, Avengers, and other notable Mabuhay Garden mainstays. Artist Emma Hart reflected on the legacy of Conner's Mabuhay Gardens photographs, writing, "Never holding back while photographing punk rock shows at the Mabuhay Gardens, Conner documents his immersion in the scene, breaking the boundary between spectator and performer and providing a lens into the punk world of the late 1970s, when Mabuhay Gardens, or Fab Mab, emerged as the center of the San Francisco punk club milieu." The Goon Squad? The Goon Squad? They got some motherfuckers in here called the Goon Squad? The Mabuhay Gardens featured in a chapter from Jennifer Egan's A Visit from the Goon Squad. Me, me when I invite Ryan and Raph onto the stream eventually. This chapter, Ask Me If I Care, was also published in March 18th, 2010 issue of New Yorker. Hey, that's our thing! Right? That's what I'm saying! Well, they got... Okay, that's from 2011, though. I don't think you're gonna beat this in court, sadly. If you want to dispute the... What do you call it? The copyright. Oh, hey! New York Fat Caps, 100 caps per pack. New York Outline, 100 caps per pack. German Fat Caps and German Outline Caps. I remember... What kind of stream would we even all do together? It'd be something crazy. Probably Fortnite, if I'm being honest. Or we're all artists, actually. We might be able to do something like drawing consequences, if you've heard of that. Where, like, one person draws, like, one part of an animal or a... Like, we all draw, like, take turns drawing the head, the torso, or something else. And then we bring it together at the end. And I don't know, while we're drawing, we can have, like, Subway Surfer in the foreground. But yeah. The methods for behind using, spray can caps is very interesting. I remember reading this graphic novel, I highly recommended it, called The Prince of Cats, which is a really interesting graphic novel. It's a version of Romeo and Juliet set from the perspective of Tybalt, one of the characters from the play, during 1980s New York, except that there's also like Japanese sword fighting. Like everybody still has swords. It's so awesome. Gardic phoning because they got banned from Jackbox for perhaps obvious reasons. Non-zero chance of every single Quiplash round having nut as one of the answers. It would be kind of a mess. And we couldn't just say that you can't have it as one of the answers. That would be like clipping an angel of its wings. We need to have not only the goon squad, but also a non-goon contingent. Beach culture, life in the Pro Tour. $47? Oh, this one's kind of cool, actually. Restriction breeds creativity. I do see the value in that, actually. That or like if any of us like write come as like one of the answers, we have to take a punishment. Temporarily converting into a nun or monk rice to balance the energies. Oh, hey, old Wired magazine covers. Shock collars for everyone. Did you know that you're not supposed to put those on your neck? I learned that the other day that you're not supposed to put shock collars on your neck, actually. That always seemed counterintuitive. Raph would take the shock willingly. I've literally had to talk Raph out of doing a shock collar stream before. This is not new. This is not like... He is 100% down to clown on that in that front. What is this fucking thing? Amiga number 29, The Designers Republic. What is this? Magazine, periodical? Yeah, but what's it about? This font is so tiny! Amiga talks of the founder of the Designers Republic, Ian Anderson. What did you do today? Ian. I spent the... and I want you to picture, while I'm saying this, I want you to picture that song, that theme of like Yoshikage Kira in the background. I spent the morning recovering from a major hangover, which is supposed to be nature's way of telling me that I had more fun last night than mere mortals deserve. Except this time nature got it wrong. Last night was a nightmare. Sheffield Wednesday, normally the greatest soccer team in the world, lost at home, so, in search of consolation, I went to the opening of a new club called Beluga, which was worse than the game, but at least the drink was free. At lunchtime, I went to see a guy I've been working with on some Photoshop montages for an acid jazz band called Cloud 9. The design's already sorted, but he knows the software better than I do, and I've got a deadline to meet. This afternoon, I came back to the office, and we worked on some gear for the new Sun Electric single for R&S Records and discussed ideas for the next Pop Will Eat Itself single. The rest of the day has been total chaos. There's a company in New York called Instinct, which is licensing some of the Cabaret Voltaire albums we've assigned to the covers for, and they want us to send the original artwork over on SideQuest for their releases. The problem is, although we've had all the work on disc, the cover images were sent to a repro company to be scanned at a higher resolution than our Macs can work with. And first, they no longer have the scans on system. And, second, they can't find the original one-off prints we sent them to scan. It's really deteriorated into one of those days when I just can't get anything done. There's a million ideas crashing around in my head, but every time I sit down to work, the phone rings and jobs I thought were finished weeks ago return to haunt me. And I'm too hungover to think of excuses to not talk to people. That's crazy. These go hard, though. This last one, the one on the left, Subsonic 2, hard as shit I've ever seen. Like, take a good gander to that. That is definitely like, I think we're at the 1990s by now, right? Yeah, we're almost at the Y2K aesthetic. I completely lost where. Oh wait, no, it's right here. I remember this ugly ass insect on the cover page. Or were we? There we go. Yeah, Subsonic 2. I was a bit harsh on the insect. She's actually quite charming, I imagine. Oh, look, here's a bunch of... Maybe these were made by the same artist. They have a very similar style. And that's about Ace Clothing, Jack of Clubs, poster. The Designers Republic, DR Spaceman, DR Vampire Man, Twins and New and Used. Vampire Man is the second one. That's pretty fun. Get the girl, kill the baddies. 12-inch font. Pop will eat itself. Bulletproof. Is everybody happy? It's interesting. This feels like it was a bunch of different things made for a bunch of made for music specifically. It's also really interesting where now we're getting into discussion of like, oh yeah, Photoshop, Max, etc. I bet that the full interview is actually quite enlightening. Check this out. I love how colorful this is. I wonder how they achieved this effect on the background. Catch a beatdown. Beatdown newspaper. Uncut Skills stickers. Hand-drawn spray paint can based on Rust-Oleum design uses logo for Skills magazine. Anda, mira tú. Elvis Ain't King. Screen print on rag paper. Cool. What the hell is this? Arkansas Howdy. Screen print on an archival tag. Looks like a big receipt with an image of a wolf head in transparent blue and a sum sign in metallic copper. Huh. Interesting medium. It looks like this is supposed to be a poem in the red text, and they've screen printed a bunch of different things on top. The wolf head looks like it's part of a bigger logo as well. I'm guessing something that must have been in vogue during this era is being able to really blow up logos and create screen prints off of those. There's a really interesting documentary called Exit Through the Gift Shop, which covers specifically, it's a coverage of a guy covering a lot of the different scenes in spray paint. It's basically the story of how this one guy who just loved filming got involved with a bunch of different street artist circles. And it went into things like the guy who made the Obey thing with Andre the Giant. And one of the guys that they started off with that was related to the cameraman was this dude called Space Invader, who, as the name implies, left behind like big tiles with Space Invader characters all over the place. Blade X. Herbicide. Not bad at all. What do we got from the 2000s? Ooh. Signs, lettering, and the environment. Increasingly, there is a perceived need for comprehensive signing within urban areas, and this is often connected with the tourist industry. The British road sign system is little used in a pedestrian context, despite allowance in the regulation for signs of a reduced size for this purpose, an example of which can be seen in 66.1. Interesting. There's not a lot here, but what there is fairly rich. Speaking of which, screen-printed artwork that looks like 3 pieces of cardstock glued together. Design is a black cartoon cat with exclamation points over its head, printed over a pattern of bronze and teal dots with a Chinese character for rich in the upper right. That's very clearly Felix the cat, right? Like, am I tripping, or is that just very clearly Felix the cat? Black has gold text in thin serif type. Why sometimes I believe as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. The White Queen to Alice. Honestly, I'm kind of digging it. I like that one. Just imagining some dude who just has the Chinese characters for cash money on his, I don't know, his gym backpack for whatever reason. All right, we're up to the 2010s. And there's actually quite a lot in here. Oh, wow, a lot. Yo, I like this one. Super interesting use of the width. Although I don't like how it feels to read. The technique is impressive. It doesn't create a, to me at least, likable texture to the eyes. Holy shit. Poster of a woman in a white swim cap in center. Colorful lines bursting from center. San Francisco 2012 at top with various Olympians on the sides. Very cool. Increasingly, we do get to see... Date 2017, huh? Yeah, that's about right. Hi, Big Hero 6. Title treatment. 4 images available. They tried out a few different things, didn't they? I don't think any of these were the ones that made it into the final cut, though. This is getting a little sauceless, though. I'm not super into what I'm seeing here. Maybe it's because it's something that I'm more familiar with. Listen to women every day of my life, brother, sister, cousin. There we go. Flop decade. Yeah, the GOAT generation skipped the gene, and that's why all of our all the graphic designers from this period were just kind of pusillanimous. I'm always listening to Women Chief. That's my man. Rise up for justice. Rise up for women and girls. Down with machismo. The bricked up pants with brick x brick jumpsuit, adorned with colorful brick patches, screen printed with statements made by Donald Trump. As stated on their website, Brick is a public art performance that builds human walls against misogyny. A lot of stuff here from the first Trump election, which is coming back to haunt us in a big way. Well, I say us. It's coming back to haunt most of the people watching this. I'm in fucking Canada. I don't give a fuck. Oh no, that's not true. It is a rather concerning rise in fascism, and it's really concerning, but, you know... Wait, what is this? Purple chevrons. Very 2016 plus up in here. Yeah, this shit smacks of the late 10s. This has a particular kind of pre-COVID innocence to it, naivety. It will haunt you too in an indirect matter. Don't worry. Oh, I am actually quite worried. I do understand. I do think that I remember reading somewhere that Canada is going to get a conservative kind of supermajority this year or the next. So I am also kind of worried. We have yet to see how bad it will get. Historically, there haven't been a whole lot of not the same degree of insane shit that there is in the US sometimes, but never say never. Be on guard. Yeah, no, I am actually quite worried about it, considering that I'm going to be applying for citizenship anytime soon. I was like, hey, Michelle, how are you doing? Read in order to live. That's right. I often joke sometimes that learning how to read English was one of the worst mistakes of my life, but I do think it has enriched me in many different ways. This is from the 2020s, which is weird because a lot of these don't have that 2020s vibe. Like, this one, for example, you could tell me was like from the 80s and I would believe you. Risograph printed bookmark featuring a vampire and a candlestick in black as well as red radiating lines and unbleached paper. Our work is everywhere. An illustrated oral history of queer and trans resistance. Let's go. Era, yes. Feminist majority. A circular cardboard protest poster for the Equal Rights Amendment. Reissue of the 1979 protest sign. White text era yes on green background. Huh. I wonder what the significance of era yes means. Viva la mujer. It is good how much of this is tied to like political movements. I don't know. It would feel very toothless if it ignored that, because if it was just like advertising stuff, that would be fine. But like having these zines and also this other kind of political material is, I don't know. I feel like I'm more enriched by having it here. Especially because in a lot of cases, these people didn't have like super in-depth graphical design experience. There are people who were working with what they have to make a finished work. Visceral ephemera. All right, I think we've done a pretty good tour through a lot of the decades. I think I do think we've missed a lot of stuff, but it is getting a little bit late. Personally, I'm still hung up on the Abercrombie and brick jumpsuit. It gives everything a bite, something to chew on and think about while getting into the art. Yeah, I think it is very much that... How do I put this? It's very interesting because a lot of the art is made to express and emphasize what is being discussed at hand. But it's all like, and like, because it's of varying qualities, it's like it does provide more impact. It's people who are enthusiastic, they want to express that. It's like multiple mediums at once. It's very interesting. It is very important for art to say something. It is a fascinating discussion. So I had like this intro philosophy class thing one time in high school, right? And one of the questions that they asked was like, how do you define art? And three of the things that they said was like, you have to make it on purpose. There's no such thing as like accidental art, even if it's like retroactive and you're like, oh hey, I think this could be art. Like, you have to, at some point, you have to have the goal of making art. The second is that it can't be used as anything else, right? Like, if you make a really, really well-crafted like sword or something, you could say that is a work of art, but in the end, it's still a use as a tool. In most cases, there are swords that are like for purely decorative purposes that are supposed to be for art. I don't remember what the third thing is though. I guess I think it's like that it has to be shown to others or something like that. Ooh, tickets. Love me a good ticket. Something like that we said for a good ticket. What else we got? Ooh, matchbooks. Oh, yeah. Now we're cooking. Good food served right. Matchbooks have a really good vibe to them. Like, this one's round, for example. You don't get that every day. Matchbooks are greater than matchboxes. Do they actually have matchboxes among the different formats here? Posters, matchbooks. Microfilm cards? How about that? Pale green Bell System microfilm cards envelope. Labeled in pencil, spectrum positive. A smaller manila envelope itself containing 5 positives and 1 negative of graphics. 1 larger positive of a column of circles made up of intersecting horizontal and vertical lines, yada yada. Okay, so this is just a text description of what's going on here. So, these are quite strange. I feel like I'm looking through a microscope. For formats, what else is there? Stationary. Gotta head out now. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for your help with the puzzle. That shit was driving me nuts. Much appreciated. Thanks for stopping by. Book jacket, calendar, cards, catalogs. The clay tablet we've seen. The singular clay tablet, we've all seen it. Flyer, folios. Disregarding everything you said before, art is when I get to light a Marlboro with a dope-ass matchbox. God. They do say that, in that regard, they do say that Last Night was a movie. So I think to some extent you have to, you definitely are cooking with that. Type ephemera and type specimen is such a strange name. I'm going to need to learn more about what that means. Mechanical. Oh. This is still my favorite illustration out of everything we've seen. 2 big meaty men slapping meat. What else we got? Art print, artwork. Ephemera. What do we got for ephemera anyway? I'm guessing that just means like it's just stuff that you can throw away, because we got a few of the matchboxes here, don't we? It makes me a little sad to think about. Like, somebody worked hard to make this. Wait, hang on. I just saw one that looks insanely sick. Hell yeah! Die-cut label. Black background. Red and white text. Illustration of a traditional Balinese demon. Yeah, that's one of them. I know that. Hang on, Balinese demon. I think there was like a hang on, Balinese demon. Balinese architecture. Rangda! That's the one. But yeah, hardcore. I love this style. Very good mix of like big colors and also a little bit of cross hatching. This ephemera stuff is where it's at. Here's how to get the most pleasure and benefit from your Santa Catalina stay. It's sad, but I think it's made with the express purpose of being so short-lived. That is what ephemeral means, after all. That is true. Not to mention, not everything has to be long-lasting in order for it to feel good. Like, whenever I edit a picture or something for a bit, that's not going to resound throughout the centuries, but I did have a lot of fun making it, and it still brings me good memories knowing that I made it. Yo, these guys are... Finally, a beer for me! So much more enjoyment when you say Pabst. I mean, I've always said that. Fireworks the last few seconds, but we still marvel at them. That's true. Pabst? Yeah. Even the shortest lived art can still touch someone on a deep emotional level. Yeah, I mean, like, especially if it's preserved like this, right? Like, we just saw that Balinese demon artwork, and we went, yo! And we still got some enjoyment out of it. I think as long as you make efforts to preserve the things that you create, and, you know, take ownership of it, and send it out to people, show it around, I think there is always that opportunity that it'll make someone happy one day, yet again. Cracking open a steady bottle of Pabst Brew. Getting fucked up on a handle of Pabst Baijiu. Millions find enjoyment greater when their beer is Pabst. Pabst is one of the better things in life within the reach of all. The art of brewing, brought it to its height by 93 years of experience, has produced its masterpiece in the delicious wholesomeness of Pabst. Enjoy Pabst in the famous Tapacan or the new style bottle, brimming with the goodness that has one nationwide preference. Always refreshing and satisfying. Ask for Pabst. They made sake out of my body, Pabst. Shit sucks, man. Out of my boy, Pabst. Shit sucks, man. God. They're turning my ass into Mirren over here. What else is this? Van Nels Gerboken tea. I like it. Very kind. What is up with like the brutalism of this tea label? PBR is a good cheap beer, in my opinion. I agree with this ad. Really? That's good to know. My name isn't being my good name is not being brought low by sub-quality beard. General Gasoline, sold only by independent dealers. In every town from Canada down. I love that you could make that exact same advertisement, you know, from in every town from Canada down, if it's like a virtual product. And then explicitly exclude Canada from the place where it can be sold. They made shouting Jew out of your ass. I'll miss you, buddy. I would tell you to pour one out for me, but somehow that feels even more wasteful. Vanelle's Planet coffee label. All right, the ephemera is kind of bringing the A game. Anything else that we want to look at while we're here? What's this one? Farmers Union. Life, Fire, Great Falls, Life, Fire, and Automobile. Cooperative Insurance. Doing it's all to make an impression. That's a great point, actually. For a lot of this stuff, it is the kind of thing where it wants to get your attention good and strong. So it makes sense that a lot of it is so appealing. What else we got? Did we check stationery already? I feel like we did. Yeah, no, there just wasn't much here. Glass plate. Identity manual. Oh, this is like that one NASA one that we looked at earlier, where it's for how to apply the logo to different surfaces. Man, IBM had such a cool logo. I remember one, they had a B one. Although sadly, a lot of these seem to be rather limited. The NASA one had at least a couple of pages scanned in from it. What other neat format do we have? Pin back button. Actually, do we have any pins or anything? We have one patch. I wonder if other labor unions get their cool little titles or art pieces. They absolutely do. Preston, if you go to that one Twitter account that's like eBay jackets and hats, a bunch of them are from union are like a lot of the jackets are from unions. I miss when logos had sauce. I do too. Nuclear power? No thanks. Iron on patch. This is kind of cute, actually. You know, even if I do think nuclear energy can be kind of cool. Luggage labels. Luggage labels are also really handy because I remember seeing a few of these and being like, "Yo, Kyoto Station Hotel." Those dock workers have immaculate taste, I must say. Yeah. All that shit in Disco Elysium wouldn't have happened if the dock workers had uniform cool jackets. The solidarity that arises from having dudes with jackets as cool as yours, unbelievable. Bookplate, bound specimen. What, like they tied these things? Oh, like bounding like books. I thought it was like I thought they had like somebody strapped to a table or something. Gujarati type foundry type book. Oh, like that kind of specimen, like the font. I remember reading a book that was before 3 Mile Island reactor business in the US, and it was retroactively so heart-crushing how excited the sentiments around nuclear energy before was. I remember there was like a cartoon that they showed us in school. I think it was called like Your Friend the Atom. Your Friend the Atom. Is there any other hit? Pluto, Your Friend the Atom. Maybe if I look it up on my normal web search. Hang on. Okay, no, it's not Your Friend the Atom. It is Our Friend the Atom. Describing the benefits of nuclear power, hosted by Heinz Haber. It was part of the publicity campaign for peaceful uses of atomic energy following Dwight D. Eisenhower's Atoms for Peace speech at the UN General Assembly in December 1953. I remember watching this cartoon in school and being like, whoa, this thing is so cool. And then, you know, it's like... Then all the consequences happened. God, the one that I came away with was that there was that they used radiation to mutate plant species. I think that's still a thing. Radioactive gardening. Atomic gardening. Pardon me. It's not radioactive. It's atomic gardening, a form of mutation breeding where plants are exposed to radiation. Some of the mutations produced thereby have turned out to be useful. Typically, this is gamma radiation, in which case it is a gamma garden produced by cobalt-60. The practice of plant irradiation, honestly, yeah, it sounds sick as hell. And you could probably do it at home if you're responsible and have some lead aprons lying around. Resulted in the development of more than 2,000 new varieties of plants, most of which are now used in agricultural production. One example is the resistance to vertical wilt of the Todd's Mitchum cultivar of peppermint, which was produced from breeding and test program at Brookhaven National Laboratory. Additionally, the Rio Red grapefruit, developed at the Texas A&M Citrus Center in the 1970s and approved in 1984, accounted for more than 3/4 of the grapefruits produced in Texas by 2007. So yeah, good stuff. As public skepticism of atomic energy grew and as nuclear arsenals continued to increase in size across the globe, atomic gardening fell out of favor, along with other Atoms for Peace initiatives. You hate to see it. Man, radiation is so cool. Why don't we use that on everything? We did for a time. We did. Very, very vigorously, enthusiastically for a time. But it turns out that it's only useful for a very few select scientific situations. What's a clipping? Oh, like a magazine clipping. All right. The side profile on this dude is crazy. John Barrymore and Deanna Weinard. Radioactive makeup was indeed a thing. They used to sell it in toys for kids. They used to sell radium water. Hang on. Like radium water. Radium jaw, radium girls. The radium girls story is especially heartbreaking. God. Medical and research uses. Was used in medicine to produce radon gas, which in turn was used as a cancer treatment. Oh, okay, wait. Many treatments that were used in the early 1900s are not used anymore because of the harmful effects radium bromide exposure caused. Yeah, that's what I expected. I'm scared to ask what happened. Basically, the story of the Radium Girls is very simple. Once upon a time, there was a clock-making factory that used radioactive paints to create glow-in-the-dark clock hands. And in order to, they didn't give the workers, many of whom were women, most of whom were women, any proper protective equipment. And even when it was proven that the radium was like super, super, super dangerous, they still did not give them the equipment. And in some cases, they had to, in order to keep the brush tips nice and sharp, they had to use their mouths to wet the brush. And it goes without saying that had catastrophic effects on their health, horrible effects on their health that were, I don't remember the exact consequences of it. I imagine limited consequences for the company, but in any case, it is another instance of the lack of any health regulations and, desire for profit just screwing over regular workers, many of whom were women and this was during the 50s, were not in a great position of societal standing, I suppose. Underprivileged, I guess, would be the best way to put it. It's a shitty story that has no happy ending. But it's an important lesson. Yeah, no, it's not... I would say it's not an isolated incident. That's not exactly true. There weren't any situations where that was exactly the case in a lot of places, I don't imagine. But it's in a long history of just screwing over people who are working for very little money. Let's look at some stickers, I guess. A lot of these coincide with the travel tags. I see my buddy Rangda somewhere around here. Where are you? Where are you old sponge? I feel like I saw the Rangda one around here, but I guess I must have been seeing things. Twister THR tag with printed foil character on the right side. If Cuphead locked the fuck in. Right upper. Right upper? Yo, you're right. Good eye, Jupiter. There's my guy. Or gal, actually. I think Randa is supposed to be a woman. I do remember that the name literally means widow. I don't know that much about Balinese mythology, though. How about some periodicals up in here? Balinese demon, my beloved. Demon girl, that's right. Actually, hang on. Let's look up Rangda's page real quick. The demon queen of the Layaks in Bali, according to traditional Balinese mythology. Terrifying to behold, the child-eating Rangda leads an army of evil witches against the leader of the forces of good, Barong. I like Barong too. Barong's he looked a little bit like the... Yeah! Like, how can you hate this guy? Look at his little power stance and fuzzy body. She does sound pretty metal, honestly. The battle between Barong and Rangda is featured in Barong dance, which represents the eternal battle between good and evil. Rangda is a term in Old Javanese that means widow. Important in Balinese culture, and performances depicting her struggles with Barong or Erlanga are popular tourist attractions as well as traditions. She is depicted as a mostly nude old woman, with long and unkempt hair, pendulous breasts, and claws. Is Turbo Granny loosely based on Rangda? Huh. Her face is traditionally a horrifying fanged and goggle-eyed mask, with a long protruding tongue. I see. Gotta bounce. Sorry I couldn't stick too long. Have a nice stream. Thanks for coming by. Emigre number 14. Heritage. Our work could be easily understood if one didn't always want to interpret it symbolically. Polly Bertram and Daniel Volkart. Oh, they have they have some kind of business card here. Edition of 6000, printed at Lumpa Printing in Albany, California. One of the highest aims of the Typographical Studies Department of the Basel School of Design is to reduce, or, where possible, eliminate the great and increasing chaos of our times in education and training, and, eventually, in professional practice. This aim means nothing less than leading the individual back into a direct relationship with his or her own work. We try to put these ideas into practice to a modest extent. I do agree that that a big benefit that a lot of people could derive from is feeling closer to their work personally. Like I know like when I do work at my day job, right? There's all kinds of situations where I feel like I'm accountable for something, but I don't see the finished product of it. Like it just feels like it just keeps going and going and going forever. So having the ability to, as they say, leading the individual back into a direct relationship with their own work is valuable. Like I feel I want to treat the work that I do as like my baby, but it's more like this annoying unkempt kid that keeps asking me to make pudding at 3 in the morning. People can interpret these posters the way they want to and inevitably will. A lot of these quotes are bangers. One important thing is that we don't want people to see a poster of ours as a cutout of some imaginary reality, but as paper with color on it. And that's not just a technical approach, it's also a cultural statement. Very interesting. It reminds me a little bit of that discussion that I read once, that whatever the kind of like elements of the last medium are what we're going to be looking for nostalgia. Like, for example, the kind of screen tearing that happens with old 80s stuff, or like the cathode ray tube kind of effects that we put on stuff sometimes. It's very much like that sentiment. We look for that, even if we didn't really experience it. I mean, I personally didn't experience CRT televisions for too long, but we try to look back to those experiences because they were like the flaws, especially of it, were emblematic of their time. The limitations of that technology were what we remember the most about it. Well, that was part of the discussion. I think there were other points to be made as well. The classic 8-bit example. You know what? That is true. That remains undefeated. Pixel art number 1, 40 years running. Yeah, I think I've had enough for today. All right. Let's wrap things up for today. Shoutouts again to Ryan for helping me solve this fuck-ass puzzle. I hated every second of having to try and brain it out myself. Is there anybody else streaming today? Oh, there's a couple people. Oh, my buddy Leov is streaming right now. Let's go raid Leov. All right. Good work, everybody. I really had a lot of fun looking through these. The friggin' trading cards were probably the best part. But yeah, I hope you all check out the Letterform archive at some point. Thanks for coming by the stream. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a great evening, and I will see you all on Thursday. Talk to you later. Bye.